I should probably check on YouTube to see.
I think we might be live.
Yeah, we're live on the Twitter.
Lovely.
That's good. MX can join when they decide to grace us with their presence.
Yeah, we're live. Ready
Showing
to go.
is live.
Lovely stuff. So just can't contain the excitement of the all-in card. We've got to get live even before we're all here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's MX.
Oh, there you are, just in time.
I made it.
Nice of you to join us, MX.
Late.
I have work. It's all nice and 8 o'clock at night for you guys. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Hey, it's noon for me. You have no excuses.
Noon on Saturday?
No, on Friday.
Oh, on Friday.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
well-
because you're before. Yeah, fair
Yeah,
enough.
West Coast.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, time's hard.
So
it's very
the weekend
difficult.
has begun.
Yes. Yes.
It's always the weekend here.
Wish it was.
We were just talking about the tree show and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, it's a what is this? Is it Aussie Open? This is MJF and
Adam Cole. Yep.
Adam Cole. Is that the first match we're going to
That's
be
the only confirmed pre-show match at the moment. I don't know if they're going to confirm more tonight on Rampage or tomorrow on Collision, but at the moment there's only one match on the pre-show.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're going to give half an hour to just the tag match.
I want a Battle Royal. That's what I want.
Battle Royal would be good. I'm surprised they didn't do anything
I'm
with that.
surprised they haven't done that. Although I guess planning has gotten in the way up
Maybe.
until this point.
Like Jeff
Probably didn't
Jarrett
wanna
and
do it
Grado
public.
showdown in the Battle Royal. I know you'd love that, Alex.
Okay, you do need an intermission occasionally.
Even in the beginning of the show.
I mean, wherever they want to put them, that's fine. Put Punk at the beginning of the show. Intermission.
Put them in
Have
the
you
opener,
been
put them in
seeing
the middle.
on Twitter? There's that fellow who's been creating videos where he's like pretending to be a taxi driver and talking about like. Have you seen that? He's like, "Oh, are you going to that WWF Wembley show and that sort of thing?" And one of them was, "Oh, I saw Grado and Jeff Jarrett on Talksport. Are they having a match?" And he's like, "No." I was like, "Why? They shouldn't be having a match." Because they did a thing on Talksport, which is a radio station in the UK, and it's like the main sport radio station. And Jeff Jarrett hit Grado over the head with his guitar on the radio, and that's not been built on at all.
That was what sparked the rumors of everyone going, "Oh shit, we might have Jeff Jarrett versus Grado on the card." Oh no.
I have been blissfully unaware of all of these rumors.
Yeah, that's been a cause for concern of mine for a while. That I'm going to be traveling down and suffering London to see fucking Grado versus Jeff Jarrett.
Okay.
It'd be a bit of Scottish representation for you, Alex. That's what you need on that show.
That's what the representation that we need, isn't it? Fucking Grado.
Someone in the chat said.
We got a comment already.
Yeah, someone in chat said Tony
Stick it
Khan
on the screen.
confirmed AEW unrestricted that Hook versus Jack Perry for the FTW belt is on for 0 hour. Okay, so we have 2 0-hour matches.
Okay.
I didn't realize that had actually been confirmed for the 0 hour. That'll be a good one. Hook will get a massive pop.
Yeah.
Everyone loves Hook.
It'll be fun. Yeah, everybody loves Hook.
And then Jack Perry can enter to his classical music. I don't remember which classical music, but it's one of the classical musics with a number at the end of it.
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to understand the choices that were made so that's his entrance music. What is the goal there exactly?
Heard it on
You need to know he's a
said-
heel, so it just
he
like
asked, Tony Khan for the most expensive music that he could buy, and that's what he got.
I don't think it costs anything for classical music.
That's the joke.
Oh,
Right. That was gonna get one of the Americans, and I'm glad it wasn't me.
There's time. There's still time.
Oh, there's plenty of time. Yeah, absolutely. I'm up next, it seems like.
Hook versus Jack Perry will be entertaining, if short, I guess.
Yeah. Completely unobjectionable.
Yeah, that's going to be it's one of them, like a few matches on this card which I struggle to have an opinion on. Some of them I have a very good opinion on and like a very strong opinion on. Matches like Hook Jungle Boy, I really don't care. I mean, I mean, me and you, Alex, will be there, won't we? And I mean, the fact that Hook and Jungle Boy will also be there, I'm a bit indifferent to it. So I'll probably be stood at the bar in the queue, waiting to get in, something like that. So having my bag searched, taking an hours to do that is probably the most likely thing that's going to happen during that match.
Oh, Colin's back.
Hello, Colin.
Hi, Colin.
Hello.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine. I don't think we'll get to see Hook beat the shit out of somebody, and we get some expensive classical music, and that's about it, I think.
Yeah.
Then, I guess the pre-show main event is Better Than You Baby versus Aussie Open, which I guess it'll be probably maybe close to 10 minutes, I guess, but it'll probably still be a good match.
I think it's going to get longer. I think they're going to give it longer.
I don't think they were going to want to do it for too long, though, right? Because
I think they'll give it 15 at least, because they've put a lot into building up this 0 hour match. They don't usually do this for 0 hour. It's usually 2 nights before the pay-per-view on Rampage, where they'd be like, oh hey, 0 hour, 0 hour, 0 hour, 0 hour. But this one, it's been they've been actually building it, so I think they would give it more time compared to regular 0 hour matches.
Yeah. Who do you think
Potentially.
Aussie Open.
I just don't know if they're going to want to risk a longer match and a potential injury when they're supposed to be closing the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's quite an odd choice, really. Just it's very unique in sort of a way of booking a main event and having them tag in the pre-show of all places. Not like the week before or something like that, but it's you'd imagine the way they build it is they have a miscommunication and one of them hits the other and then a roll up, or just they lose that way.
That's definitely the intention of it, is to try to plant seeds for the main event.
Okay, but what if Better Than You Baby did win, though? Just what if? Let's play this game.
Point? It's just all a bit weird.
I imagine that MJF retains if they win, and then we get to see Cole being a bell end on Dynamite, and they do the match at All In.
All out, yeah. I feel like it would be really interesting if they did win the belts.
Yeah.
And then Adam did something awful, and then they have these belts that they have to defend. And
neither of them want to lose because
neither of them want to lose. They have too much pride, so they're just forced in the get along shirt. That would make me happy if that happened. Although I would also be happy for Aussie Open to win, obviously, because they're awesome. So
yeah, it would be nice to see Aussie Open sort of a big stage. I mean, I've seen them in Sheffield in front of 200 people, and it's crazy that they're now in front of. I mean, it won't be 80,000 on the pre-show, but the fact that they're going to be wrestling at Wembley is in a match that's been built up. And it's quite remarkable, that bit, really. But
it's cool when you see that. Used to go to ICW shows and Drew Galloway and stuff like that. Seeing them wrestle at a pub that I got pissed in quite regularly in front of about 50 people, and now they're main event in 80,000 shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the match. I can't look past it just being a way of building some heat for the main event and having one of them accidentally hit the other. That seems to be the only way it can go for me. But I mean, I
wouldn't be surprised if they won, to be honest. I think we kind of all but know that they're gonna be wrestling again at All Out, so wouldn't surprise me too much if they wanted to continue building the tension a little bit and have them as champions. They probably want to have a longer tail on this story because it's been the only story that they've had in a really long time that's kind of cooked like this, and everyone wants to see it.
it's not ready to end. Is I think my thought is it's like people are so behind it. Everybody's tuning in to watch it. Like it's definitely the hottest thing in the promotion, and
it popped a rating on Collision.
Yeah, it sure did.
That takes some doing these days.
So, like I feel like if there's anything that you can do to like further this storyline, you know, have this be like some sort of turning point, have this be some sort of change in the status quo, maybe. I think giving them the belts would be a really good way to do that, especially since they didn't get the tag team titles. When the AEW tag team titles, which I would argue they should have.
Yeah, and it'll be like one of those feel good moments, I guess, because the fans will be really happy, and because it's probably going to end badly in the main event.
Oh yeah, the main event is going to be a horror show. It's going to be great.
Yeah,
a horror show is in a bad match, or
no. A horror show is in like all of the emotion aspects. I think the match will be great.
I don't think you have any backup on the Adam Cole hate on this one.
No, I mean, I think it'd be an alright match, but we'll come to that later on, won't we?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they posted a graphic earlier on. I don't know if this is what they're intending the card to flow as.
They probably wouldn't be. I don't think they'd put like all 5 championship matches like back to back of each other.
Yeah, that would be absolute insanity. The crowd would be drained before they got there.
Yeah.
But they would have a really good cooldown match with the Young Bucks versus FTR.
Cooldown?
Yeah.
Really?
He's
Interesting.
trolling. He's baiting me. Is what's happening here. He's baiting me personally. That's what's happening here. And I'm taking the bait.
What do we think the opener is going to be? Because for me, I think I'm going out on a limb, and I think FTR Young Bucks could be the first match on the main card.
That could be the opener.
That could be the opener, yeah.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
That would
they're not the ones who are going to have the time cut as we run out of time towards the curfew.
Right. They do like to be earlier on the card for just that reason. I mean, yeah. I mean,
if any match is going to run over, it'll be the Stadium Stampede, won't it?
Yeah.
And not Jericho.
They should probably open with this.
Yeah.
Open with the Stadium Stampede? I think open with the Stadium Stampede.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it'll just be chaotic. It'll be... I don't know. It could be quite difficult for the crowd to keep track of if they're actually doing it live and it's not pre...
They would also need time to clean everything up afterwards because, I mean, there's going to be a lot of just debris and everything.
Yeah. So that really? Stadium Stampede match, it's Eddie Kingston, Orange Cassidy, Pentagon, and Best Friends against Moxley, Claudio, Wheeler Yuta, and Santana Ortiz. It's like a 5-on-5, isn't it?
They've reunited. That's really nice. I'm glad that happened.
Apparently, they still don't like
Jericho
each other.
Vortex.
Apparently, Proud and Powerful still don't like each other. It's just that they're kind of on the same level enough that they're willing to work together, but they're not like back to what they were before. But yeah, really this match is going to be emotional for a couple of reasons. Well, one, because Eddie Kingston, all of his friends are on the other side with Moxley, Santana, Ortiz, and then Phoenix getting taken out of the match because he got his ass beat by crowbars, but in reality it was like visa issues. But also, this match is definitely going to have a bunch of Terry Funk tributes for both Eddie and Moxley.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, there's going to be a lot of Terry Funk tributes during this match for sure, and that's going to kind of be another emotional chord that's going to hit during it.
Yeah, my only concern for this match is I think I'm just going to be paying to sit in an arena and watch a screen, just because I don't know how, unless it's basically an Anarchy in the Arena match, but it's that big, Wembley, it's going to be impossible to keep track of everything that's going on that isn't in the ring.
They're gonna be like it's gonna be like the setup we have right now for like the 4 of our screens, except it's gonna be like the 4 different like areas in the venue.
Where we put in the 5th one, just in the middle.
Just a 5th one right in the middle on top of all of them.
I think it'll be good for people watching on the pay-per-view, but maybe in the arena that's when they run the risk of upsetting the people that are there.
I think the people in the arena will have a lot of really great matches right in front of them. So I think one match that's like probably a little bit better of an experience for the people at home. I think we can have one match that's like that. I don't think that's like the hugest deal.
But we
remember
turn
when
quick in this country. If we give it 5 minutes, that place will be getting showered with booze, and that'll be the it.
Oh my god!
The British have no patience for this shit.
Yeah, the UK crowds are a bit rough.
I really wanted a stadium stampede for Wembley. Like, I thought this would be like, if you were going to do a stadium stampede, like, this is the one.
This is the
right.
stadium.
Like, this is the stadium, right?
I don't think it'd be too bad for the fans, just because like if they do end up spreading out and like having a proper stadium stampede like the first two, then like there's going to be just like 5 different matches going on at the same time all over the arena. So in that way, there's still like people getting interaction in their section, and seeing like people fighting up close and stuff until they get to the finish, where they eventually make their way back to the ring.
Yeah, and I'm really confident in the people in this match to put something together that is entertaining for the people at home and the people in the stadium. Like, these are some of the smartest people in wrestling in this match. So I think we're good on that.
I have my doubts.
Plus, PNP has been in 2 stadium stampedes now, so they kind of understand the pacing of them and how to like get the best out of it.
I think this is the match. I mean, there's quite the divide between the people going to the show and the people who are watching the show on pay-per-view. But I think this match is the absolute example of it.
Yeah.
Not us here, but just as like the overall piece of that. I think that a lot of people in the arena are going to be worried that we're going to have to sit and watch a screen, which won't go down well.
Yeah.
But it'll be a good. I mean, I remember the first Stadium Stampede. I stayed up for that pay-per-view live, and I fell asleep during the first one when like Matt Hardy came out of the water, like that swimming pool, did that thing. That was enough for me. But if this match is anything like that, I think they're in danger a little bit. But
I love the first Stadium Stampede. It brought me so much.
I guess it's just not my sort of thing. But it's it could just be a brawl, like just a 5-on-5 brawl, which would. I mean, it's not very Stadium Stampede, is it? But
I think they'll do the Stadium Stampede stuff, but I do think that like they're walking a line with UK fans that they don't need to worry about so much with other areas. Like, it could be, I don't know, it depends on where in the card it is. Like, if it opens the show, like, it could be okay, but I don't know.
Whatever, I think probably it should open the show.
Yeah,
people are still getting settled anyway.
Make sure Excalibur can get all his DraftKings promotion.
Oh my god, that poor man! Why do they do my man like that? The one that he did, I think it was this past episode. That was rough.
Like right after they beat up Phoenix, and he was getting stretchered out, and he's like, "Oh man, this is just brutal." Well, fans, DraftKings has a special promotion for this Sunday.
Why do they make him do that?
He sounded so depressed too when he had to do that ad read.
Oh my god!
Look, you could tell he he tried to kind of be a bit more upbeat about it, like all the previous times he's did it, but he did not want to do it in that moment. That was kind of just super awkward for him.
Of course, it was awkward for everybody. I hate DraftKings so much.
I have no idea what it is, to be honest. I just hear Excalibur running out of breath as he's trying to read the advert.
Sports gambling app.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very silly.
Unfortunately, there's no odds on these cars. Just that you can't put an ACCA together on like Paddy Power or something for this, can you?
Yeah, I don't understand.
It's a real shame. It's a missed opportunity there.
Because WWE also has a partnership with DraftKings. I don't understand the point of doing DraftKings like betting with wrestling. Because like wrestling's one of the most easiest things to be able to predict in terms of who wins and who loses for a fair amount of matches. Like 9 times out of 10, when I see a DraftKings ad pop up and they're like, "Oh, who's gonna win the main event?" I'm just like, "Well, that guy."
Obviously,
Well,
yeah.
Obviously, it's like, why are we having this conversation? Why are you going to give me a free?
Betting's quite popular on WWE stuff, but I don't know if it's
Yeah.
still the same. But it's because it's 50-50 booking, so nobody,
Mhm.
including the writers, knows who's going to win.
It's like when like people get angry, like when refs get in trouble for when they gamble on games, and it's the game that they're officiating. It's the same thing. Like the writers just can gamble on the matches that they are producing and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, in
And
some
that's-
companies, it is a fucking gamble anyway,
It's
isn't
like-
it? Because it changes at the last minute.
It's just like, oh, how many table spots? I know the answer to that one.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Anyway, I hate DraftKings. Let's talk about the actual show.
Yeah.
Amy seeing that 9:30 window going by at the moment with all
Yeah,
this time.
yeah. No, like we're
I've got an
not
early
doing
start
this
tomorrow,
right
and
now.
it's I'm there for the weekend, not just the day. I'm at the Rev Pro show tomorrow, so it's dangerous. It's gonna be a long old weekend.
Yeah, yeah.
I
If we're
think
going
the next one on the graphic is the golden whatever.
Golden
Elite,
I think.
Golden Elite.
I think
Are they calling it the Golden Elite or the Golden Cowboys?
It says the Golden Elite on this graphic.
When Ibushi's part of it, they're the Golden Elite.
Yeah.
Versus Jay White, Juice, and Takeshita, which will
I am
be an
very
absolutely
excited for this
fucking incredible match.
I am very excited for this one. There are a lot of different story threads that are kind of running through this match that have happened, over the past half decade, whatever. Not everybody's going to be like super invested in it, but a lot of people are going to be super invested in it. And I think there are just going to be a lot of really interesting layers and interactions, and it's just going to be an awesome match. It's going to be so good. I'm really excited for this one.
Same. This is like the match I'm looking forward to the most on the card, I think.
Yeah, definitely gonna be a great match. I'm a little disappointed that we didn't get like the match on Wednesday between the Elite and the Guns and Juice, because Juice is just like so good with all the members of Bullet Club Gold, and I was so ready for just a bunch of Juice antics. Also, if Cardblade isn't there, demand a refund.
I think that's fair. I think that's really fair. You gotta have that Cardblade.
No Cardblade, no show.
You can't have an 80,000 attendance stadium show without Cardblade. Like,
Exactly.
It's against the rules.
Like, how charismatic is somebody that they can get a cardboard cutout of themselves over in their fucking absence, by the way? Like,
yeah, it's pretty great. It's pretty great.
It's the most wrestling thing ever, by the way, but I love it.
Yeah. So yeah, I think also this match is probably, because everything with the Elite story has been all up in the air when it comes to the contract negotiations, and now that that's settled, I think that this match is actually going to be the match that launches them into like the next phase of their storyline, because like in this match are all of the pieces of their history almost. And there's a lot of really volatile dynamics. Historically, Ibushi, when he comes to interact with the Elite and formerly Bullet Club, does not make things less complicated. And Hangman and Kenny's relationship has always been very complicated. So I think this is just going to be an opportunity for them to like really launch into the next phase of like what this story is going to be going forward.
Yeah, I think for me, I've got quite like an opposite opinion of like I'm really looking forward to the match. I think it'd be great, but Kenny Omega should be in a singles match. Jay White should probably be in a singles match, and it's a Hangman Page should be, but it's a real shame. I think that they're in this match, but the match itself will still be very good, and I know on the night I'll be loving it, and get to see Jay White. I'm excited to see Jay White and Kenny Omega and Ibushi.
I do kind of get why they're doing this though. Like,
it's a very much get everyone on the card sort of match.
Kind of, but also like for a lot of people this is going to be, because of how big this is, it's going to be a lot of people's first experience of AEW, like especially people going to the arena. Like this is going to be a spectacle match as much as it would be like a good match, because like I don't know, you're probably going to see like Page, Omega, and Ibushi doing like a triple moonsault off the top rope kind of thing. Like this will be a match that can get people invested whilst also catalyzing the next phase in the Elite story. Like I would imagine that what comes out of this will be the hook for All Out. We'll probably get Kenny Omega versus Takeshita All Out, or I imagine. So like it's a functional match, but I think it's probably like for some reason a lot of people aren't that happy about it, but I think this could end up being match of the night.
Which I don't understand how you can be unhappy with fucking Kenny Omega, Hangman Page, and Kota Ibushi teaming against Konosuke Takeshita
together
and Jay White, and also just Robinson, who's been great. But like,
I think it's sorry, go on. No, carry on.
Oh no, that was the end.
End of sentence.
I was going to say,
but like,
I think it's just a matter of expectations. I know that's the sort of boat I'm in. That when this card got announced and not that the show, and I was like, oh, it's Wembley Stadium. Wembley Stadium's the biggest stadium in the country. It's the biggest show AEW's ever done and ever probably going to do. And I had in my mind sort of the matches that I was like Kenny Omega, Ospreay, Punk, MJF, Sting's gonna have a great man. And I'm like, this is gonna be amazing. And then then eventually we got to this trios match, and as much as it'll be fantastic, and I know I'll love it, and in my head I'm like, but it's not what I imagined it to be. And I feel that's sort of where the people are who aren't as excited, in that we know it'll be good. We're just sort of thinking, but it could have been more.
I definitely have empathy for that, but I also do think that, nobody guaranteed that we were going to get Kenny singles match or Kenny Ospreay 3 for this one, right? I mean, it would make sense in a certain world, but like I also think that Kenny's work as a singles wrestler is amazing. He's one of the best singles wrestlers in the world, and he's like every time I watch him do something new or like a new match, like I'm always blown away. But that's not like the be all and end all of like his work and like what he wants to put out there. I think his multi-man matches and I think his like story matches are just as important to him and to a lot of his fans as
his run as tag champs in AEW stands like is enough. Like,
right.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I agree. I don't think that this match will disappoint.
Yeah, I think you're you're still getting Kenny. Like you're still getting Kenny at his peak, right? When because like part of his peak, part of what makes him so good is his work with other people. And while his singles matches are amazing and they're extremely impressive, it's his tag matches, it's his multi-man matches that like are really the thing that I love about him. And I think that there's a lot to like, I don't think that this is like the I'm sorry you don't get a Kenny match, but here he's on the card sort of match. Like I think that this is like a real match and really important.
Yeah.
No, I understand that. That point of view on it.
Yeah.
I've cooled down a little bit. Like last week, I was like really infuriated, and then I've got to now, and I'm like, Alan, have a nice time. But I'm going to go and put the light on because I'm going to be in pitch black in a minute. So just you carry on, and I'll rush baback.
Yeah.
I don't really have the same empathy for people who are mad about the card changing because like here's the thing. It's not fair for someone to be pissed off that the card is not how they booked it in their head because you're not the booker.
Yeah, it's like Nintendo fans after a direct, isn't it? It's like, what do you mean you didn't get a
what do you
new
mean
Zelda
there
game
wasn't
2
new
months
news?
After they released a new Zelda game?
Yeah, what do you mean there's not a new Pokemon game already? The previous Pokemon game's been out for 3 months. Come on, guys, get on the ball. But no, like, it's not really fair to like be pissed off that the card is not how you predict it in your head, especially since there's so much different aspects to booking that causes problems. Like just this, like 2 days ago, we saw 2 matches on this card changed because of visa issues with a Stadium Stampede and the Coffin match. So stuff like that gets in the way, which causes these problems. Kenny was rumored, actually there was like, from what I saw, I think it was Meltzer that reported though, that Kenny was originally supposed to have a singles match, but
it's meant to be Danielson.
Yeah, it was meant to be Danielson, but like Danielson got hurt, so they can't do anything about that. So it's not really.
So funny thing about that is he would have probably been back by now if he didn't continue wrestling.
If he actually if they ended the match like when he got hurt, yeah. Fucking Danielson always needing to finish things. God damn it! Come on, care about the future, man, not the present. Anyway, so yeah, it's not really fair to kind of like be mad about this card or be annoyed with this card because it's different than what you initially had in your head 3 months ago when they first announced All In was going to be a thing, right?
Also, I think it's a pretty stacked card anyway.
Yeah, it's still a fucking ridiculously stacked card for.
I think I might just be a grumbling Brit. I think that might be the sort of the boat I'm in of just like just a complaining Brit, but
yeah, I don't know. I with some of the matches I kind of get it, but
yeah.
Like,
I think it genuinely just comes down to expectations of it just being at Wembley. And I think Wembley holds a lot of importance in the minds of British people, and that obviously doesn't translate globally as much, whereas like Wembley is the place in the UK to have an event, and that comes is when you see something's at Wembley, you expect it to be of like the highest quality. And I'm not saying this card isn't up, it's obviously of good quality, but I feel like it's just a matter of expectations versus reality.
They were kind of fucked anyway. Like, it's been 30 years since there's been a wrestling event at Wembley. Mm-hmm. There's not a card that they could have put together that wouldn't have had like a Nintendo like reaction. It couldn't have possibly met people's expectations. But what they've thrown together has worked really well. We're going to have great matches throughout the card.
And also, like you said, because this is such like a big show with so many people, this is a lot of people's first taste of AEW. Yeah. So you want to give like a lot of talent time to shine so then they can make more of a name for themselves with these fans that aren't familiar with the product, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like my wife watches it with me sometimes, but this is like the first time that she'll have ever been to a big wrestling event.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm taking a mate of mine who's never seen it before. He's in for a right treat, I think.
Yeah, and like I think that they've tried to balance that a little bit is like a kind of brief introduction, because I'm not sure how well like it would work. I mean, obviously it would work well for the AEW fans, but like like a 60-minute kind of mega match when you're trying to like invest people in the product as well.
Mm-hmm. And also with like for people arguing, it's like, oh, why didn't Kenny get like a singles match and stuff? Man, if only there was a pay-per-view the following weekend that they could give Kenny a singles match on.
Still, by the way, that's a fucking joke that they've got a pay-per-view that they're expecting people to pay for 7 days
70,000 less people. That is obviously the reply to that, isn't it?
It's such a stardom move.
It's at different levels. A 10,000 in I'm assuming it's in Chicago.
It is like
80,000 in London. I mean, it said, but that's just the way AEW have booked it. They've booked a pay-per-view a week after. It's their own fault. So
yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
it's given them a booking headache, but I think they're making it work. Like I imagine that most of the matches that we'll see at All In will be a consequence of what All Out will be what we see at All Out.
Yeah, it seems that way, doesn't it?
With All Out, they had the dates set for like months prior. Like they were doing this thing like a bundle on Fight where like you could buy all of, like the 4 main pay-per-views or in like one bundle for the entire year. So they had a date for All Out set prior. I think it was just a thing where like this was like they want All In, they want it at Wembley, and it just happened that this was the real only available date that they could get.
Yeah, it was just probably a confluence of circumstance, because they would have obviously had to be working with Wembley to arrange this for a long time as well, but this will probably have been the most viable date.
It's a bank holiday for the UK, so I think that's the main, and it's not going to, well, I can't say it's not, but it shouldn't rain being at the end of August. So.
The weather forecast is good.
Yeah, it's all right.
Is good. I got lied to a couple of weeks ago by the weather forecast, and I bought a poncho. So the weather forecast owes me a fucking 15 quid.
Does Wembley have a retractable roof, or is it just
does? It does, but it's a really, really good roof that you have that you really need in the UK. What it's designed to do is give more sunlight onto the pitch, because the UK is really well known for being a sunny country. It's fantastic. So like on the one day of a year that it's sunny, they can pull the roof back and get more sun onto the pitch. It's the dumbest fucking roof in the world.
But it doesn't have a roof that shuts completely, if that's the...
No, it doesn't. It can't.
No.
The only thing that it can do is put less rain on the people that are in the stands. Everyone else is going to rain on.
Everyone on the floor is absolutely stuffed if it rains, but I'm right. I'm up in the rafters. I'll be right, me. So
there's a lot of roofs like that for some reason, where like they close it like 3/4 of the way, and then like, it doesn't close anymore, so it's just like a giant hole in the middle of it.
Yeah, they use like is it Cardiff that has that as well?
Cardiff shuts completely.
Does it shut? They use weather forecasts to like predict based on the time of year that games play, so that they know the direction that the rain's coming from, and that's why the roofs don't close fully. But
interesting.
Very interesting random fact.
Anyway, we should stop talking.
We can't have the roof shut for the next match because Darby Allin's jumping off the Wembley Arch, isn't he? What are you on about?
Oh dear Lord! Why? What?
I am not that psyched about this match, but
it'll be fun, won't it? It's just like there'll be some stupid spot with Sting jumping off something, and like Darby Allin will do something, and it'll. I mean, I've just found out 5 minutes ago that Christian Cage is in this match and not AR Fox.
Yeah,
that tells you how much I'd seen about this match. But I'm more excited for it now. Now Christian's in it than AR Fox. I'm well up for this.
Christian Cage being in the match makes sense because the following weekend it's Darby versus Luchasaurus for the TNT title, but like they could have handled AR Fox so much better. That was such a pointless like removal from the group. Like the argument of him sort of just being like, yeah, I can't trust you with all in, so I'm just like replacing the match. Leave him in the group at least instead of kicking him out 3 weeks after adding him.
If TNA Impact Wrestling had have booked this story, we would have a Hall of Famer Brian Alvarez rant for this. Like this was really, really bad. Like
yeah,
this is probably the worst handled story that AEW have done in the build up to this.
Yeah. Christian Cage's promo afterwards of just like, oh hey, I know you.
Thank God for no Jeff and Grado.
Yeah, I'll put it back on the screen. Kieran speaking for
Alex.
Leave
it on the screen while we talk about a different match because like that's a very important highlight. So what was my thought? Oh yeah, Christian Cage at least somewhat saved it with his whole like, hey, you, Nick Wayne, you have a dad. He's dead. Haha.
That was quite funny. I have to admit. I mean, this Christian Cage game is quite fucking. It's quite interesting.
His hatred towards people who have dead parents. Yeah. Great.
I don't know how he's brought me round about it to this, because when people bring in like real life stuff into wrestling that's like really sort of cheap WWE heat, I get really turned off to it. But it's sort of become a meme now that if you have a dead dad, Christian is gonna attack you.
You'll get put in a feud with Christian
down like a dog.
That's what it's the first question the job into is that, is your dad dead? All right, well, you're having a feud with Christian when you come in, mate.
They have like a little like when you sign the contract, little survey thing. Dead father, yes. First opponent, Christian Cage.
Christian Cage pops the turtleneck.
Pops turtleneck. he's pretending to be Tony Khan. He like rips off like the mask, like pulls up his turtleneck. It's like, your dad's dead. But yeah,
I have no strong feelings about this match. Swerve's amazing.
Me neither.
Sting will get a big pop. Darby Allin will do something stupid that will shorten his career by a couple of months.
Darby's gonna fucking jump off of something high. Swerve's gonna be great. Christian Cage is gonna make fun of Nick Wayne for having a dead dad, even though Nick Wayne's not part of the match. And then Sting's gonna be Joker Sting because that's what he's been doing for this, which is also great. But yeah, no, the AR Fox thing was terribly handled, especially since like right after he got kicked out of Mogul Embassy, Sting, Darby, and Wayne all went out to save him, and Darby was like, I love you, man. I forgive you and everything, and like I welcomed you into this business. He didn't even fucking ask what Nick thought. You know, Nick, who got attacked in his own house, left a complete bloody mess, had a picture of him and his dad smashed over his head, and then had a tank top stained with his own blood and then worn for weeks. It's like, no, your opinion on this doesn't matter, Nick. AR Fox is my friend. We came into this business together. Fuck you. We're just gonna like reconcile like nothing ever happened.
Story.
Who's getting put in the coffin? That's the big question for this match. It was going to be AR Fox, wasn't it? But I don't know who it's going to be now.
Who's going to be put in the coffin, and why will it be Christian Cage, and why is Luchasaurus going to immediately save him from the coffin?
Yeah, you just told the finish of the match, I think.
That'll do for me. I'm just hoping it's quite a big one so I can see it from the top of Wembley.
This, I think, there's a lot of talk about Edge debuting. I think that this, like, if Sting and Darby Allin lose this match, I think it'll be Adam Copeland debuting.
To like put them in the to put one of them in the coffin to like set up Darby Edge, that sort of thing. Yeah,
that sort of thing. I don't know. I don't really know. Yeah,
I think if Edge is coming in, I feel like it'd be in a no disrespect to this match, but in like a big probably if he's coming in, it'll be after the main event or at least a bit higher up the card because it's a coffin match with a replacement person in the match. So it seems a weird place to bring Edge in.
If he's coming towards the end of his career, which we all know he is, and he didn't just finish where he wanted to retire, then I think it'll be to work with Christian. Which is fair. Whether he comes to AEW, it doesn't matter. I think he's earned it. Like, if he doesn't come to AEW and just retires, he's earned that as well. But if he debuts, I think it'll be related to this match.
Yeah. I don't think Edge will be coming at All In just because a couple days ago, he posted a video about kind of talking about like his contract situation because there was like rumors that like it was that WWE sent him a contract and he declined it or something. And he like put out a video like a couple days ago on Instagram, kind of be like, yeah, no, WWE sent me a contract. It's just kind of sitting in my inbox because I don't know what I'm going to do. Yeah. So as of this moment,
Edge is also well known for fucking with the dirt sheets. So
that too. Edge is super well known for that as well. But I don't think he will be at All In. I think more All Out than anything. All In seems kind of very short notice, especially with the video he posted a couple days ago. It seems like he's not super sure what exactly he wants to do with his career yet. Like it doesn't seem he does. He's not sure if like he wants to like just hang it up. He's not sure like if he wants to like do more WWE. He's not sure like if he wants to go elsewhere. It's just kind of like a thing where he's just trying to figure out what's going on.
I would not be surprised either way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it would be interesting. It's a real shame about AR Fox because like I feel like this pairing with AR Fox and Swerve has been like the most together that Swerve's booking and stories has been, because like I have been so baffled by everything going on around Swerve for so long.
They were like, so good in the tag match too, and they broke them up.
It's
and followed up with fuck all.
It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel like that was a decision made with like the best interests of the stories.
I don't know if this is true, but I think that AR Fox might have travel issues as well.
Yeah, from what I heard, it was also an visa issue thing.
Yeah.
I think it just seems like they hit like they're just like, oh wait, AR Fox can't make it to Wembley. Oh shit, panic button, Christian Cage.
Let's just retcon the last 6 weeks.
Like it feels super like fuck. We don't know what to do. We need to get AR Fox off the card somehow. He'll turn on him and bring in a Christian Cage. Like
sure, why not?
Why not Christian Cage? He can fucking go do something over at Wembley, I guess.
Hooray! Like, yeah.
It feels super panic button kind of, and like I said, they could have just handled it simply by like bringing Christian Cage, but instead of like kicking AR Fox out of the Mobile Embassy, just fucking say that like you lost the match here. I can't like have this happening again at
You
Wembley.
need to earn my trust again before you can.
You need to earn my trust again. I can't have this
still.
happening at Wembley again when it's an even bigger stage. I need you to just stand down for this match.
Yeah. Like that kind of thing. That would make sense. But like other than that, it feels like none of us have any strong opinions on this match beyond
I'm just looking forward. I think it would just be nice to see Sting. To be honest with you, that's what I'd like. Sting and Darby Allin. It'd be nice to see them, and that's like the limit of. I'm really not too fussed about else. So.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing Sting.
Yeah.
I have voiced my strong opinions on this storyline. This match, I have nothing for.
but we know who doesn't have visa issues. All the members of Fozzy, because they're going to be there.
Oh yeah, Sunday. There's Jericho capitalizing on a situation.
Chris Jericho that I think that I have ever seen. Like he's always like everything is always the brand of Jericho. It's like
smartest man in wrestling.
No. This is an extension of Fozzy now.
Smartest man in wrestling, hands down.
It's just so he can say Fozzy's played Wembley, isn't it? That's exactly why.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah,
100%.
Literally. That's the reason. It's the same.
They call them the fucking headliners as well.
Yeah,
we headlined Wembley Stadium.
He's gonna pull the same shit that Jay White pulls about
81,000 people.
He's gonna pull the same shit Jay White pulls about selling out like the United Center and Madison Square Garden and Tokyo Dome.
He sold out Wembley.
And now he's sold out. Exactly, he's sold out Wembley now. and that's what's going to start the Jericho versus Jay White feud. Is Jay White saying he single-handedly sold out Wembley Stadium, and Jericho going, "No, you didn't. I did because Fozzy headlined in Wembley Stadium."
He's going to go around and say,
"Meme of a feud."
He's going to go around and say, "I sung and wrestled at Wembley Stadium rather in the one night." Is going to be like rather than the big Rock and Austin in one night. That's going to be his replacement for that line.
Yeah.
I think that this will be an interesting match, though.
Yeah,
I am not interested in this match. I will admit it.
I mean, we've seen Ospreay carrying a concussed Naito the other day. He can carry Jericho.
Jericho's taking the Storm Driver.
Good luck with that one. I think the Hidden Blade is the limit of what he's taking off.
Yeah, it's okay. He'll hit Shingo, the Storm Driver, Rev Pro.
Yeah,
Shingo's got a thick neck. He can handle it.
I'm just looking forward to seeing Ospreay live, man. Like, one of the best wrestlers that's ever graced the ring.
You've seen Ospreay before?
To see him. No, I've not. And I'm just really looking forward to seeing him.
Yeah,
I'm the
watching
same
him in New Japan since he used to infuriate me with that fucking super. Right up until what he is now is like genuinely a good shout for one of the best wrestlers that's ever lived.
I've desperately wanted to see Ospreay wrestle live. Like he's like one of those bucket list wrestlers along with Kenny. Of like,
I got to see Kenny Ospreay.
Yeah, you lucky fuck.
It was amazing.
You haven't brought that up 1,000 times.
It was amazing.
I watched that Forbidden Door stream and I was like, that son of a bitch.
That's not even a humble brag. He's just like a full-on brag. That.
Yeah, no.
It's like I've seen Kenny and Will Ospreay.
Oh, you want to see Kenny Omega wrestle and Will Ospreay wrestle? I saw both at the same time.
I can assure you, it's very good.
I watched the match. It's my match of the year right now. I know it was good.
That's sort of like how
I don't
feel
need
about
this. I can't work in these conditions.
That's how I feel about Jericho, just because I've obviously never seen Jericho live before, and he's one, maybe not anymore, but he was like one of the first ever wrestlers. I was like, oh, Jericho's amazing. He's like my first like guy in wrestling, so I'm really looking forward to seeing him, and singing Judas will be nice on it, and maybe 50,000 people singing Judas in Wembley, and then
the rest of the people, how the fuck do you know this song?
Yeah, my mate's going, what the hell are you doing? Well, I'm really looking forward. Maybe not the match itself, but and I do think it'll be fine. It won't break the bank, but I think it'll be an all right match, and it'll be a nice spectacle. And seeing Ospreay in a big spot, just to see how far he's grown, that'll be good as well. I think I'm looking forward to it. To be honest, I think I'm the only one, but I'm looking forward to this match.
The thing I'm least looking forward,
The
thing I'm least looking forward to with this match is that they're both going to have special entrances. Because Jericho's going to perform the entirety of Judas. He will flat out refuse to not do that. He's going to perform the entire concert. He's going to perform the entire.
He's doing all 4 Fozzy songs.
All the entire album. It's going to be an hour-long entrance. Finally close down Judas. This is going to be a 6-hour pay-per-view purely because of that.
Yeah.
We're
going to be out late because Judas went on too long.
Because Judas was on repeat for an hour.
I wasn't happy with the number of times that we sung Judas after it stopped, so he started again.
It's gonna be like the Kurt Angle "You Suck" thing where he kept like coming out over and over again because crowd kept chanting.
Do you remember that Anakin Arena match where they carried on the music during the match?
Yes,
they're going to do that. They're going to
brain.
I hated it, but they're just going to keep playing Judas as like. I'm really now in serious now. I do think it'd be a good spectacle, and if it's only for his ego, I respect it massively. If it's hilarious that he's managed to pull it.
If they play Judas and Jericho sings while wrestling the match, then it'll be worth it because
He'd be like Judas in my
Judas in my.
It's going to be like Shawn Michaels coming to the ring after retiring for a year, isn't it? He's going to be knackered before he gets there.
You're going to need that cart they used at that San Antonio Royal Rumble to get him down the ramp after his sung Judas.
Need that for Sting, man. Like,
yeah.
No, they're not going to do that with Sting. Because Sting's just going to like repel from the rafters.
Oh, they will do that actually. Yeah.
Probably
it's a long old way down that.
Right from fucking Sting and Darby, right from like the arch, just right down to the ring.
That would be cool, to be fair.
That would be extremely cool, yeah. But yeah,
this is not getting that past like the regulatory body here.
In fairness, though, I went to the last NFL match they did at Wembley last year, and that the Jacksonville Jaguars mascot jumped off the roof with like a harness on and did like a dive like around.
Oh, really?
So, and you never know. I mean, I don't know if they can get a 60-year-old man to do it, but who knows?
Yeah.
I heard rumors that Penta was in that suit for that. Anyway, this match is going to have like 10 minutes of entrances.
Yeah, the entrances might be longer than the match, to be fair.
Because, Ospreay's also going on a special entrance with it's being Wembley.
And, like, honestly, he should have a special entrance.
And he should. He fucking deserves one, right?
Yeah.
But it's going to be 10 minutes of entrances.
Music will be fine.
Also, speaking of music, I like the contrast of Ospreay versus Zack Sabre Jr. when AEW play the Raw music. Because Ospreay like very politely tweeted afterwards, like, "Hey, I know I don't work for the company and like shit happens, but like with Wembley, I would very much appreciate if we played played Elevated, please and thank you." And then fucking Zack Sabre Jr. making his entrance at Forbidden Door, just screaming, "This is the Raw music, dickhead! Play my right music, you dickhead!"
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love that. Zack Sabre Jr. is my favorite. I love him so much.
And it's a fucking crime. He is not on this card. It's a goddamn crime. He's not on this card.
He should be on this card. I agree.
He should be.
I agree.
I don't know. Like,
I'll see him on the Saturday, Alex.
He's not on this card, but hey, he got to have a couple of New Japan TV title defenses on Ring of Honor.
Oh, I mean, how many people watch those? 5?
About the same that watch Impact.
I'm one of those 5. Watch your mouth.
I've been tempted to watch Ring of Honor because it seems like some good stuff is going on over there, but like I have too much AEW right now.
Not many hours in the day.
Oh, you're like nah. Maybe not.
I've seen a few bits and pieces from Ring of Honor, and it's like, but slightly better.
Yeah.
But sometimes not.
It's a glorified dark with Ring of Honor titles and a Libo storyline.
That's unfortunate.
That's Collision.
No, it's not Collision. Oh my god, it's not
Collision. Anyway, House of Black versus the Acclaimed.
I mean, would it take more than 1 minute to do?
I'm not going. Don't go to a random Ring of Honor. Don't go into a random Ring of Honor. Don't go into a random Ring of Honor.
This trio's title match, it's the absolute definition of a match that will happen.
Huh? What? Huh? Too many.
Say that again.
Athena, Samoa Joe, and Stokely Hathaway are the best things happening in a Reign of Honor. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, yeah. Sounds about right.
I'll take your word for it, to be honest with you. I've not seen a second of this Ring of Honor stuff.
Athena's stuff is worth it. She's really great with it. Everything else is kind of just... And also Joan Hathaway's whole thing going on right now is also very entertaining. Anyway,
this trios match, is there anything to say about it? I mean, I do not give a single care in the world.
I like
really
these
cool.
guys.
Screams
I think that this is going to be one of our feel-good moments of the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Better go and get
and
the pin.
also, I think we're getting Billy Gunn's old WWE theme tune, which is going to get such a massive pop.
Yeah,
when he comes out to Ass Man.
And a possibly equally massive lawsuit.
And he's just I've got more money than you.
Twink on I bet settlement.
This is coming from someone who doesn't watch a whole lot of AEW at the minute anyway. Do the House of Black still do the dim lighting for these matches?
All they've been doing is on Collision, and I don't watch Collision, so I couldn't tell you.
They haven't had the dimmed lights on their matches in Collision recently.
That's fine. That was my only concern for this match, that I wouldn't be able to see it, but that's all right then.
I like the dim lighting.
Sorry, let me clarify the dim lighting because I understand. So the dim lighting only happens during the open house matches. So the matches where they have the 20 count and all that stuff, and also dealer's choice for their opponent can pick a rule, which 9 times out of 10 is Julia Hart's banned from ringside, which is fucking lame. But that's another story.
Why don't they just V-trigger her like Kenny did?
Yeah.
So essentially, anytime that they have a tag or trios match and it's not an open house rules match, then the lighting's fine. It's just when it's the open house rules, and they've only had one of those in the last 2 months, so they're not billing this one as an open house rules match. So this one should have normal lighting.
I think they've not had those matches for the last couple of. They fucking problems with the House of Black.
Yeah, they had one a couple weeks ago, which was they just banned the opposing team was what was it? Darius Martin, Action Andretti, and I think this was Lee Johnson or some shit. It was one of those generic 3 guys together, a trio, go fight them. And their choice of rule was that they banned Julia Hart from ringside, and I was just why? You could do so much cool shit with this. Why does everyone just ban Julia Hart?
I cannot stress this enough. Faces are stupid.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate.
And they also do not have any friends.
At least when Best Friends did it, their whole philosophy behind why they're banning Julia Hart is that she's a witch and she's scary.
Yeah, it's good. I like that.
That was funny. That was great. Everyone else is kind of just Julia Hart's banned from ringside.
But everybody else needs it. Yeah, needs a different stipulation. It could be so creative. It's really unfortunate.
It's really disappointing.
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, probably. I feel probably the Acclaimed win the trios titles.
I think they do as well, and I'm also really looking forward to.
Alex, you're doing that thing again.
Where you're is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Prince Andrew rap. That's going to be amazing.
I'd put good money on Billy Gunn getting the pin in this match. I think that's absolutely certain.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's getting the pin without doubt. I can definitely see.
And it'd be fine.
It'll be great. I'll like it. I'll have a great time. I like these guys.
Everyone loves the Acclaimed.
Everyone loves the Acclaimed.
My main concern is having to explain the Scissor Me thing to my mate. I mean, that's my main.
All you need to do is
don't explain anything. Just be like, scissor me.
Scissor
me, bro.
Just fucking scissor me. No, don't ask questions. Just scissor.
Bros, scissor bros.
I saw someone with the T-shirt on once in a service station somewhere, and my brother was like, "What the hell is that?" You do not want to know.
It would take too long to explain. I've wanted so desperately to buy an Acclaimed T-shirt, but they're all like, I can't wear that in public without.
Yeah, especially the Scissor Me Daddy ones.
Yeah.
The Scissor Me Daddy ones, especially, are kind of.
Yeah, it was one of
That one's right up there with my Bussy shirt in Barbie print. I walked out of my room and took my roommate out. I took her out. Just walking out of my room. So I can't wear that one in public. Can't wear Scissor Me Daddy ass in public. I understand that. But it's so delightful going to wrestling shows and seeing grown men go up and down the stairs scissor me. It's so funny. I love it. It's great. It's fabulous. Good stuff.
They are over as fuck. They are they get better and better in the ring as well. It's been really, really nice to watching the Acclaim's journey. Like, I've tried not to do this because I do remember, like, when they started, I was like, "What the fuck am I watching? Like, why is this a thing?" And then they gradually grew into what they are now, and had one of the best matches of the year versus Keith Lee and Swerve. It's been amazing watching them do this, and now they're in Wembley in front of 81,000 people. It's really cool.
They were one of the few Dark success stories. Like, they got put together on Dark, and then they just got over on Dark, and then eventually got over on main TV.
Yeah. And even like the mistake that he made when he made that rap, he came back stronger from it.
I was very anti the Acclaimed for a while as like a direct result of like some of those raps, and they won me over. They won me over big, and I was determined not to be won over, and that is not insignificant. I think.
I'm not going to fold. I'm not going to fold. What won me over was how they dealt with it when they returned, and they like read the rap from that was approved by AEW. I was just like, that is fucking incredible.
They're very fun.
You already know that Caster is going to say a line about Prince Andrew, like you said, and before he finishes, Bones just going to go like, just grab the mic
from him. Yeah, and it's going to be incredible because that's going to get the biggest pop of the night.
Yeah.
Biggest pop, and
I can't wait. That's the highlight of the show for me if that happens.
I think that, and also just Bones yelling Wembley into the mic is also going to get like a gigantic pop.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Do we get to move on to the real main event now, Alex?
The real main event for the real World Championship.
I have a rant about this, and it's not just because fucking Muffins is in the match.
Shall I come back in 5?
Yeah.
Look, you got your match. You got CM Punk on the card. Congratulations.
Why is this a rematch? Why is the easiest thing in the fucking world would have been to book this as CM Punk finally getting his win over Samoa Joe? But no, they had to have CM Punk go over Samoa Joe in a fucking meaningless match that still means nothing, even in the context of Collision. But now we've just got this match that means less than the fucking tournament that he finally beat Samoa Joe in. Like, this is booking malpractice. An idiot could have booked this better. Like, what is going on?
Everybody said that CM Punk should not go over Joe in the tournament. Everybody was saying it. Like, this is a bad idea. Like, Wembley is right there. Don't put him over in the tournament. Don't put him over.
They had announced it. People had bought their fucking tickets for Wembley. Like, they knew it was cut. Why did they do it?
Yeah.
Like, it was so easy. Like, it was such an own goal because like all you had to do was be like, beat me in this one, and then like, you cut, your impassioned promos, and then you go, and then like it's this story, decades in the making, like finally this happens and you achieve it and whatever. And now, who do you even put over? Like, who
Punk's winning, isn't he? Yeah.
Well, yeah, because like Punk has to win. Nobody fucking cares. Nobody cares. This match is stupid.
So there's a couple of things that I don't like about it. One, the argument of why this match is happening because Joe was like, "Oh yeah, you beat me, but like you rolled me up, so like it doesn't really count."
Yeah. The heel is saying that in the storyline, which makes
that's his argument why this rematch is happening is that you beat me, but like you rolled me up. So like, did you really beat me? And also, this shouldn't be for the real world title.
And then he got hit by the GTS in midweek, so that bit of the storyline's killed anyway because he has been hit by the finisher and stayed down.
Oh, is that what that was that I saw running around?
That was a GTS.
Well, allegedly.
That was a GTS to the stomach. That was a go to the.
Me going to the gym after I've not been to the gym for 6 months and trying to do a press.
It's still a GTS, but instead of go to sleep, it's go to shit.
Yes.
Smashed it. That's great. That.
But yeah, no, this should not be for the real world title because that makes it like Punk's winning, obviously, because of that. If they didn't have it for any championship, then it's much more of a like this could go either way. But because it's for his real world title, which I'm putting in air quotes because it's in quotes on the fucking like promotion itself, then like it's just like Punk's not gonna lose the real world title like so close to bringing it back.
The real world title stuff is so embarrassing. Like, it's not just bad, like, it's embarrassing.
I get what like they're doing. They're trying to replicate the WCW thing from years ago, and it's not working.
I don't think it's that.
I think maybe it's not working just because CM Punk's in like 5 stories at the minute. Like, he's got this real world thing which sets him up with MJF.
I find it offensive that you didn't use air quotes when you said stories there.
He's got a story with Ricky Starks, a story with Jay White, and like, I mean, he was calling out Hangman Page the other week. He's got his fingers in every single pie you can find, and
he's literally just throwing shit at the wall and hoping something sticks.
Yeah. Also, the thing with Hangman,
I'm glad it's not Jay White though. It should be CM Punk Jay White. This.
The rumor with the thing Hangman was like he did the promo and then afterwards him and Hangman texted each other.
Oh,
I did not hear text each other.
I think it's just Punk texted Hangman.
Yeah, he texted him, like, I guess, for whatever that's worth, which is not much.
Yeah.
By the way, that's a really fucking like hunty thing to do, because if Hangman doesn't respond, then Hangman is the unreasonable one. But if Hangman responds, then he is the person that broke the non-contact.
Right.
Yeah.
And it feels very manipulative.
Yes,
because there's no real way to.
Punk knows what he's doing with it, both on TV and off TV. Because on TV, he's removing the little like holder on the mic that says AEW on it. He's spray painted the X right across the golden E on the other world title. Like, he knows what he's doing both on screen and off screen, but like, keep it on screen at least, so then that way it's story and people can kind of still be like, yeah, this is all part of the bit.
When he did that the other day, and like, he hasn't came off really well for a long time. But when he cut that promo about Page the other day, like, he was getting cheered until he made that remark, and it's like Meltzer said the other day. It's like he cannot help himself. Like, it's bordering on like fucking executive dysfunction. He's just like, I'm gonna say the stupid thing, and there's nobody going, don't say the stupid thing. So he says the stupid thing.
It's like impulse control. I just like, and even with the real world title thing, like, MJF has not responded. Like, this is not a story. Like, one dude yelling about another dude and that dude concentrating on their own stuff is not a story. That's like one dude like trying to like strong arm his way into a story, like, ooh, now I said it, now you have to do it or else you look dumb. And it's like, no.
Mad, by the way, MJF is, because apparently he told CM Punk to fuck off when he asked for a feud. He's just like, no, I'm doing the
like,
thing.
why would MJF have that feud? Like, why would he agree to that? Like, what does it do for him? He already had the feud with CM Punk. It was already like really good. People really liked it.
It was the story though, wasn't it? Like, I mean, MJF should have been the one to depose Punk if he didn't get injured. Like, that was the story, because that was,
if he didn't get injured and he didn't decide to be a fucking asshole and bitch about everyone.
And assault his colleagues. So that was the story, and I get that he's trying to maybe like revive that, but
if MJF doesn't want to do it, then you shouldn't do it. Because then you're putting yourself into a position where you have this quote-unquote real-world title, but there's no legitimacy into it whatsoever. So you're just like the dude on the sidewalk with the microphone ranting. It's like, it's crazy. How do they resolve it if MJF doesn't want to do the story? Like, how do they resolve it?
They'll do the match eventually. I mean, I think they're gonna
have to do the match.
It'll have to happen. I mean, I think.
Yeah. Because like Punk seems to be banking on a lot of people having to do matches with him, which may not necessarily be the case.
Well, did we hear the reporting that apparently Tony Khan was giving it a big CM Punk chant when he returned? So like, if CM Punk wants a match against MJF, he'll get one. If that's I mean, that seems reasonable.
What a fucking dick, by the way. See, if I went into my work and I punched somebody, and I didn't get fired, I certainly wouldn't be expecting my boss to on my first Teams chat on Monday to be going, Alex. What a dick.
It's it really beggars belief.
And it wasn't like a thing where like TK did it with a crowd either. Like it wasn't a thing where like he did it before the show. It's like, oh, CM Punk's back tonight, and then like, try to get the crowd to it. He did it backstage by himself. Yeah. He saw Punk walk into the arena and he started chanting CM Punk.
Yeah, it's high cringe.
This man has enough money that he managed to make his E-Fed materialize.
Yeah.
I think for me, sort of like as someone sort of on the outskirts of like AEW watching, that I'm just like, I'm looking forward to seeing CM Punk in person, so I can sort of like pass on all the problems you've outlined are all reasoned and everything like that, and I'm just excited to see CM Punk. And but this match,
that makes one person at least.
Yeah, you know what? Good for you. I'm glad. Good for him that you still got a fan.
It's the same that I said earlier about Kenny Omega. CM Punk could be in a much bigger match than a rematch with Samoa Joe, but it's just the way we are.
What match? I guess Jay White. To your point.
I mean, even Ricky Starks. I think that would have been up for that.
Oh, but he's suspended.
No,
suspended.
No, I mean Ricky Starks is nothing special, but Jay White would have been the match, I think.
Yeah, but he's doing Bullet Club stuff.
Like I think this was it was always the plan for Joe versus Punk. This was always the plan. It's just that like
it's incredible to me that that's the case because of that tournament match.
Yeah, they fucked up.
If it was the plan, they've massively messed up the plan.
Yeah,
they forgot about it and then went, oh yeah, forgot about that was the plan.
An unforced error, if ever there was one.
See, we might have lost Alex for a couple of minutes, but Connor's here. He's at the Cabaret Riot show. He's already in London. So it's a halftime intermission there. So hopefully, you can't hear us. I was about to say, hope you're having a good time. Yeah, hopefully he can read.
He can't hear us. Quick, everyone talk shit.
But hopefully Connor's having a good time and he can watch us in the morning or on Sunday morning before. Because he heads to Wembley.
We appreciate you. We appreciate your support, Connor.
Definitely.
I am actually excited about Punk versus Joe. Not for the same reasons you're excited, but just because I know Joe's gonna fucking really go at Punk. There is going to be some mad chops. Joe is gonna want to make sure you can fucking hear that shit from the goddamn nosebleeds.
I mean, but like, won't he dissolve into dust if that happens?
No, he won't dissolve into dust. He'll just like grab a muffin at the local bakery and start bitching about it afterwards to someone backstage.
Yes,
he hit me too hard.
All right,
I'll just quickly put a comment up there. Has Grado been? This is what you missed, Alex. Connor is on his intermission at the Riot Cabaret, so he can't hear us, but you can see us. Grado has been discussed. Up the Madonna. I agree. Come on, we really want this match, don't we, Alex?
Yep, Grado has been discussed.
We have discussed it.
There has certainly been a conversation, and Grado's name certainly was mentioned.
Yep.
All right.
If Grado's spandex could stay in his cupboard, that would be great.
But there's something I'm sure we'll all agree on this, that the next match, FDR Young Bucks, it's probably match of the night.
Probably, even though I don't think that it should be happening, but whatever. Probably, yeah. What? Come on!
What?
Come on!
Can I just say, right? Matt fucking buried FTR on Wednesday.
I watched it like 5 times.
Oh my god.
You messaged me to say like Matt buried FTR and I was like, alright, okay, cool, whatever. And I watched it and I messaged you, I was like, fucking hell, Matt buried FTR.
Matt, oh my god, Matt
that gave me so much joy. That gave me so much joy. You could see
it click in his head and he was just like, fuck it.
You could see the moment. Like they definitely were planning on going for the throat, but you could see because of what Nick said, which I think is under discussed. But you could see the moment where he's just like, you know what? Nah, I'm not holding back at all. We're just gonna let it all hang out. Did you see the director's cut where Dax stands up, tries to rip the microphone from him, and then like sits back down?
Oh my god.
It was good.
But that promo was just made all the better by the fact that Dax looked like a first-year university student given their first public speaking. He's like stammering over his notes, like, "What the fuck am I supposed to say?" And it's just Matt just sat there like smug, like a Persian cat, like, "Yeah, I got you."
Colin is on my
Colin's
side.
with
Thank you,
you.
Colin.
Colin's with you.
I mean, like, come on. So, like, this dude allegedly, fully points a gun at another human being, and it's just like, yeah, you could just have this match in front of 80,000 people. Like, we can keep doing this, but like, people were attacked,
yeah,
and then stripped of their belts. And like the argument at the time constantly was, we don't know what happened. He had to do it until we knew what happened. And I'm like, okay, good for the goose, good for the gander. We don't know what happened. We need like they need to be stripped of the belts until we know what happened, because like that's a serious thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like the argument that it happened outside of work just like really doesn't work for me, because these are like public figures to a certain extent.
There is precedent, right? I am not comparing what has happened with Ash with what happened in the past, but we have precedent of people being suspended, like what was his name again? Havoc got suspended immediately when those allegations came out.
Yeah.
Right. This isn't an allegation. Like, there was a readout of the evidence against him that's if more or less substantiates the testimony.
I am not confident they're losing the titles. I'm not confident they're losing.
I am not confident they're losing the titles, but I do think that there is a chance where there wasn't last week. But this is like a thing, like a theme with Tony Khan's, like, in quotes, management, where if you are high enough up the card, you are not going to endure the consequences of somebody who is lower down on the card. And that goes against the entire mantra that was cited when AEW was created, that they were going to be doing things differently. And this is no different to how WWE have done things. Like, we all know the stories about what Randy Orton did at the beginning of his career, but he was kept on because of this. And then there was Enzo Amore, who did lesser things but was let go. Like,
right.
And this is the same sort of thing that Tony Khan is doing left, right, and center at the moment. If somebody, say Penta and Phoenix were the champions, and either of those had done what Cash did, there would be a different match at Wembley this week.
Yeah. And it's just like it's nonsense. It makes me really angry. And like, it's just like, there's just like these guys just like don't get consequences for their actions. And it's just like, so like, what are you doing? Like, what are we even doing here? So whatever, the match is going to happen. And yeah, Colin, I do think that the Bucks are still going to lose this match. I think the idea with this match, because like one of the things that has been really tickling me is like how low effort the build to this match is, like completely bare bones. Nobody wants to do this, but they're doing it anyway.
Are you talking about this match or the entire card?
I specifically this match.
Oh, okay.
I just
man, I would love to be around you watching the Nintendo Directs.
I really think that, you know, kind of the idea with this match, and I think Nick really kind of summed it up in that promo, which is we don't need to win this match. Like, we are made. Yeah. We don't need you. Like, you need us, but we don't need you. Like, that's like, I think that promo, first of all, kind of is kind of the philosophy going into this match a little bit, depending on how you look at it. And like, second of all, it's just kind of an indication that they're not going to win this match, because that's not what somebody who is going to win a match says, right? But at the end of the day, like, I agree. The
if
Bucks
they're
don't
happy
need
to
this
do
win.
the job, then I'm not gonna be angry about it. But
they have more iconic feuds. They have like more rivals
AEW.
that they like better.
Mm-hmm.
They have more important things to do. So they do
made
this
AEW.
match.
Their legacy is cemented.
Exactly.
I have made negative comments about FTR. I loved FTR and NXT. They had really good matches against American Alpha and DIY. Like, they got me back into tag team wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
But since they have left WWE, they've only ever excelled with tag teams that are better than them. And I do actually think that there was a lot of truth to what Nick said, and I don't think that, like, obviously they were going for like a work shoot sort of feel because they're Punk's buddies, so everything has to be a work shoot. But like, yeah, the Young Bucks are made. Even ignoring what they did before they got to AEW, without them, AEW didn't happen. They have a legacy that will transcend themselves.
Exactly. And I think they do this match, you know, they put FTR over, and then like a subset of fan can kind of shut up about it for a while. You know, you can't say that the Young Bucks are suppressing FTR if they put FTR over, right? Like that just doesn't compute. And then people can stop talking about it. Rivalry over, like that's what happened, blah blah blah, and Bucks can do something else, and FTR can talk about their families and try to avoid going to jail.
Yeah, I think I just think this will be a very heated match in terms of like not just the work, but in the stadium of how the people are going to react to this.
I
match.
really hope that the people close to the front are like tuned in fans.
Well,
because
you'd imagine
Cash is going to get so much shit.
The chants should be fun, shouldn't they?
Yeah, they should. Like,
I'm excited for this to happen in a country that doesn't like guns. To be perfectly honest, I'm very excited for this to happen.
He is going to get a lot of shit. I don't know if the chants will come across on TV, but there will be some.
Yeah,
I will be surprised if they don't. I mean, 80-something thousand people chanting. Like, there's no fucking way it doesn't, right?
You'd think, but I guess it depends on how many of the fans are like actually like permanently online like us.
My opinion on
permanently online.
My opinion on the whole thing that happened with
grass is.
My opinion on the whole thing that happened with FTR hairpin trigger, is that.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I really enjoyed that.
I first saw it on Twitter after, like 2 days ago after they got buried in the promo. I was like, good. FTR hairpin trigger. That's incredible. Perfect. New name.
New nickname.
If Kieran needs a title to rename this on YouTube, that can be it.
Hell yeah.
AEW All-In preview show, FTR hairpin trigger. Anyway, as I was saying, so him not being suspended in this match, being scrapped, I can kind of understand, because it's like, who are you going to get to face the Bucks on such a short notice?
Motor City Machine Guns. Motor City Machine Guns. Motor City Machine... Sorry. I'm sorry. It's all I've wanted for like 2 years.
All right, the guns are already the problem here.
As long as it's not the Dark Order, I wasn't really bothered.
Guns are already the problem.
Fucking Dark Order. What's wrong with the Dark Order?
There's nothing wrong with the Dark Order. Super Smash Brothers are also an iconic Young Buck rival. They're amazing. They've been done dirty. Don't at me.
Bucks versus Hardys, another ladder match. Let's go.
Oh,
fuck off.
Is it going to be Edge and Christian as well while we're there?
Sure. TLC 4.
At least those two
let's bring the Dudleys in as well
go.
while we're at it. Let's get Young Bucks through TLC. Anyway, so it's kind of like a thing. It's like, who are you going to get to face the Young Bucks on such short notice? Like, I'm okay with this match happening as long as A, the Bucks win, and B, FTR is handled afterwards, which
so
they probably won't.
Okay with this match.
So you're not okay with this match?
No.
Yes.
Which it probably won't happen. I don't like. They might be taken off TV and until there's proper investigation and everything. But like,
I don't want the Bucks to be another transitional champion because like their opponents did something messed up and they have to scramble. You know what I mean? Like I don't want them to get the belts and then lose it on the first or second title reign. Like I hate that.
I'm okay. I think the Bucks, if they win, then they're going to get given a proper reign. I can't think of anyone who at this moment could beat them other than like Aussie Open.
Yeah, it does kind of mess with their story a little bit, though.
We wouldn't be in this position if Tony Khan didn't do the dipshit thing and take the belts off of the Acclaimed anyway.
Exactly. Or gave it to Better Than You, baby, when he had the chance. Like he had his out.
Yeah. The whole, and also like the thing as well with him, like Dax, not Dax, Cash,
yeah.
Hairpin Trigger. The thing with Hairpin Trigger is that he got. It's not like this is a thing that happened a few days before Wednesday or something. Like right. This was something like that. His warrant was put out on like the July 27th.
The
episode that they were wrestling.
Knew about it though.
Sorry.
I don't know if AEW knew about it.
There's been a lot of weasel words around when they knew, which has
So from what I saw, his warrant was put out on July 27th, the day that they were wrestling Better Than You, baby, for the tag titles. Like,
Jesus.
If that is, if AEW knew about this warrant and Better Than You, baby didn't win, I don't know, man. Like, I have pretty little. I don't really think much of Tony Khan anyway, but fuck me, that would be something else.
I think it's unlikely that AEW knew if it happened, if the warrant was issued the day of. I think that at least. But I mean, like FTR shouldn't have got the titles off the Acclaimed, and like if they did get the titles off the Acclaimed, they shouldn't have been cowards about it, and they should have gotten it directly off of the Acclaimed. But that's a rant that I've already had. We don't need to. Anyway, like this match will be a banger because both of the teams' pride will not allow it to be anything other than a banger.
Exactly.
And I'm mad about it, but I'm making my peace, I guess.
Yeah. Tony Khan, like, he seems like such a genuine dude and such a genuine guy, but either he needs to fucking hire. He needs to either hire some people to take care of like this HR shit properly, or man the fuck up and do it himself.
Yeah, I've been waiting for the HR is all elite banner for a fucking year now.
Yeah. Like
he needs to do something to deal with all this shit because
but that would mean doing something though.
Yeah,
that's true. That's a good point.
But like I don't want it to get to the point that like something so bad happens that he's forced his hand to do it.
At this point,
that was a year ago. That happened a year ago, and he didn't do anything. The description of the attempt to break up the fight was it was desperate because we were worried that someone was going to get killed.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that deep.
I heard that, yeah.
Yeah, that was the description of how desperate it was to get that fight broken up. That was Tony Khan's moment to be Tony Khan.
He did something, kind of. Punk got suspended because of his injury.
He was injured. He didn't get
suspended. That's why I did air quotes.
He was injured.
Suspended because of his injury.
Can Jeff Hardy leave the U.S.? I don't know if he can.
I think he can leave the US. I don't know.
Just not get into Britain.
You can't get into the UK.
You probably can't get into the UK. Like if the Usos can't get into the UK, then like I don't think Jeff Hardy can either.
Yeah,
he can't.
But anyway, so like
somehow Nick Gage can. He did a GCW show the other year, I think.
I don't know. I don't understand the UK laws. I don't understand the US laws.
He did rob a bank that one time. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's a Dark Side of the Ring episode. Anyway, so previous point. So it's like fuck, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So like he can't rely on like Jericho, Moxley, Christopher Daniels to be his like HR, like breaking shit up and stuff, because like obviously that's not working, considering that Christopher Daniels is like basically only on Ring of Honor now, and B, Jericho and Moxley are never anywhere to be seen with Collision.
There's issues with Jericho anyway between him and Punk.
Yeah, there's issues. There's also like issues between Punk and Jericho, and also Moxley's been like intentionally avoiding Collision. Where like he's been booking indie show dates on Saturdays so he doesn't have to do Collision.
It's very loud. Yeah, I just like I don't know.
He needs a proper HR because this is just not working what it is right now, and he can't rely on there to be a wrestler's court because there's not going to be a wrestler's court.
Are you suggesting for 1 second that AEW structure themselves as a company and not a fucking carnival?
Yes.
I say more structuring itself as a company and less of a kid got 1/8 the Powerball and has just been booking weekly wrestling shows.
Yeah, it really is that that mashing action figures together vibe, isn't it? That's just like all it's been. Like he's here to match the wrestling figures together. These are all of his life-size wrestling figures, and like, you know, they have to get along in the toy box, so they're just gonna.
But you know what figures he's not fond of?
Oh yeah,
female figures.
Good.
Sure isn't.
That's why you're the host, Alex. So that is wonderful.
That was beautiful transition.
So we've got the token match of the night. Okay.
Second match on the card. He's taking a leaf out of the progress book, isn't he?
Yes.
Nailed on for second match of the card.
This is a match that features 2 of the best in the world, who's probably going to have to carry Saraya and Britt a little bit.
2 of the best in the world. One of them that has been a headliner for AEW for a long time, and then Saraya.
Yeah. So we've got Shida, Toni Storm, Britt Baker, and Saraya in this 4-way, for those who don't know.
Yeah.
I think that this is going to be an entertaining match. I don't think it's necessarily going to be a good match.
It's going to be a lot of Outcast shenanigans and Toni Storm being super overdramatic about everything because that's her character right now. And it's a fucking great character, by the way.
Yeah, it is. I'm with you on that.
I say at the minute, Toni Storm has been incredible since she joined.
She's been incredible. Yeah, I've really enjoyed her. It's so disappointing, right? Because I want to be excited for this match. And, you know, Shida won the title and then, you know, got to do a couple of main events and I wanted to be really excited. And
she made events of like 4 straight shows or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But now this is what Tony Khan's going to fall back on for the next year when he completely forgets about.
Yeah, we're going back to 2-minute matches in the death slot. Like we're going right back to it because that's what always happens. I'm not ranting about it again. I ranted. Of course, she does retaining.
She fucking better. If that transitions to fucking Saraya, by the way, I'm not going to be happy.
Money on Saraya winning.
Saraya won't touch the belt. The only people I could see maybe being Shida would be Britt, which like I still don't think likely.
It's not gonna happen.
Or like they give it back to Tony but like if Tony wins it, then like what's the point of even putting on Shida in the first place, right?
Exactly.
I think Shida retains.
Yeah, absolutely retains.
There's no lot.
The rumor is that Kenny's got the women's division back. Following his.
I mean, if that was true though, then we'd be seeing more Riho.
Well, they don't want to put Rio on because she's a ratings pop, and they don't want to embarrass Collision any further.
Put her on Collision, problem solved.
I think the problem is
you can't do that on a Cornette show, though.
Yeah, you can't put Joshi on a Cornette show.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, this match, I mean, as bad as it. And it shouldn't be. This is definitely the off to the toilet match, isn't it? And for just the way it's been built and the way Tony Khan books his women in AEW, it's not really good enough for what it should be. And I mean, there's just no interest.
You look at this card, by the way. There is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 matches, and one of them is a women's match. This is back to classic Tony Khan. There's 32, 33 men on the card. There's
we don't even have a women's match on 0 Hour.
If you include 0 Hour,
where the fuck is Statlander, by the way? She's been having meaningless advances after meaningless advances.
On Dynamite,
Rev Pro the day before, they've got a women's 3-way and a women's battle royal. So I mean
It seems
you get women's matches on the indies.
Not usually in British in his book.
Oh really? I just
This segment is sponsored by Stardom, by the way. Watch Stardom.
Yes, always.
Rossi, I expect my hat in the mail within the next 2 weeks. Thank you. So, the thing. So, from what I can tell, they are building Statlander versus Ruby Soho because of the little like kind of backstage little like segments they had before Soho versus Sky Blue on Dynamite. Which, by the way, what was the fucking point of having those little segments if you're gonna have Sky Blue get attacked in the middle of her entrance and then have to cut off her segment because something happened?
Brought to you by the great minds that
the production in AEW has been truly outdoing itself lately.
Yeah.
AR Fox.
Yeah.
So anyway, from what I can tell, that's the plan for the TBS title. I agree there should be a women's battle royal 0 hour.
I also agree.
There should be 2 matches on the fucking card, at least.
At least, yeah.
So it seemed like from that they were going to put Statlander versus Soho possibly on the card, possibly on 0 hour. But now that they've announced Jungle Boy versus Hook on 0 hour, it seems like that we're going to be getting Statlander versus Soho on All Out. Did you just like do like the glasses thing or like you faked like the dramatic like what like with the glasses but like you faked it? What?
And now I can't fucking see.
Yeah, it's just disappointing. But I will be watching this match.
I think it'll be entertaining. Like, I mean, Saraya is fucking masterful at baiting the crowd. I don't know if you've been watching her like interact with the crowd during the Outcast matches. She's really good. Like she's phenomenal at baiting the crowd. She's not necessarily the best worker, but she's one of the best entertainers there.
Tony's also been really good, like with her gimmick right now, baiting the crowd constantly. Just like she like go around to like individual people and just like tell them to sit down, like in a super like demanding way.
Yeah,
she's been fantastic. Like the 3 of them have been amazing. And like I know that this story fell apart a little bit due to injuries, but they've been working really well. They've carried the division a little bit. I know that we've got a bit of a reset with Shida, which is nice, but like I don't think that should fight over what they've been working on towards for the last. And also we see how quickly Tony Khan was willing to pivot when Bryan Danielson got injured before Blood and Guts. I think that people should be asking questions about why he was.
Alex, you're doing it again.
Sorry. We should be asking questions of Tony Khan as to why he wasn't as quick to pivot for the women's division as he was for Bryan Danielson when he got injured in the build-up to Blood and Guts.
Yep.
But we've got this match. I think it'll be good.
Hello to Corey as well, joining in.
Hello, Corey. Thank you very much.
Corey. You've joined at the weekly Fuck Tony Khan segment.
The weekly Tony Khan can book the women's division for shit segment.
He's joined at the right. We're about to go on to the main event. He's joined at the right time.
Yeah.
Really? Sorry, really quick. I just want to rant about one other thing about Tony Khan booking women. The fucking contrast of Ricky Starks and Willow Nightingale with like them winning the Owen Hart tournaments.
You are so right about this.
Because like Ricky has just been like on top of like a Collision with like all his promos and everything. Yeah, he's been suspended, but even then he's still on Collision cutting great promos, and it's like, how are you a heel? You're so good at talking, like you deserve everything. I want to give you everything. And then Willow's just like in like fucking just tag matches. Willow
is like, people love Willow. They love Willow.
Yeah.
She's the whole package. Like, she really is. Like, I don't understand why we can't just like have her on every week.
Yeah, like if she got such a
because you only get one match.
There's multiple shows. I can have Willow. But like
one a week and no more.
When she went to
one.
One a week, no more, no less. when she went to Japan to do Independence Day, where she wrestled Julia, like the crowd was still all over her when she was in Japan. And then she came back to the States and like she got a huge pop. She won the tournament, and now she's just like trapped in the middle of this like tag feud of like Chris Statlander, her, Diamante, and Mercedes Martinez.
Which is like, I like all of those people, and like that could be good if you were doing an actual story with it, but like I wasn't born yesterday.
Yeah, and then also on top of, I'm transitioning out to a different woman's rant, but on top of that, Diamante coming in and turning heel. If you don't watch Ring of Honor, you don't know why she did that. Because with Ring of Honor, she had a title match against Athena, and Athena beat her, and then after the match, Athena was like, "Yeah, you guys, like, you have like the perfect package. You are like everything that I am, except you just don't have that same attitude. Like, you just are missing that one thing, and you need to change that, and then you can come find me again." And then like 2 days later on Collision, she showed up and turned heel, and it was like, cool. So if you don't watch Ring of Honor, then you're kind of just like, oh hey, Diamante, wait, why is Diamante turning heel? Or even if you did watch, like if you didn't watch it, it's like, oh hey, Diamante, oh she got a cool pop, she must be a face. Oh no, she's still heel.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. But I will really like this match. I have decided that I will really like this match, and I will support that. I will support the women's roster however I can.
Yeah, I mean,
it's still gonna be a good match.
Like the t-shirts that I bought to go to All In were women's division's t-shirts. Like, a t-shirt. Like, there's not really much else that you can do at the minute. Then do not skip past the women's matches when you're watching on Fight and buy women's merch, so that Tony knows that there are like actually people that
and
they are.
Care.
Yeah, that's all. And also not just for people on Fight, because this also applies to the people watching on TNT and TBS in the States, and also people watching on TSN in Canada for Dynamite. For whatever reason, they don't have it on TSN for Collision Rampage. Watch the women's segments, because I have seen shit of tweets where the viewership for when it's women's wrestling, when like these women's matches come on, go down. Like there's like one tweet a couple of weeks ago where it was like the viewership for the women's match on Dynamite went down by like 35,000. The viewership for the women's match on Rampage went down by, I think, about 12,000. And then the viewership for the women's match on Collision went up 14,000.
It's conditioning, though. Like,
it's 100% conditioning with the US, and that's why we need to fucking change that.
Yeah.
Of like
that's why I'm glad Kenny's got the division back.
That's we need this allegedly. Needs to be more compelling. And honestly, I think one way that would be really great to do this would to have their own version of Evolution at some point. It doesn't have to be a pay-per-view. It can just be like a special Dynamite where it's an all.
So we did kind of speak about a little bit about this.
I hate that idea
on AEW on All Elite Listening not that long ago.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Hate is a strong word. Hate is a strong word. But like for me, the thing is about like caring about your women's division and booking good matches is not to segregate them into another place where it's all women and like pretend like, oh, like this is all women, like this is really helping. It's like, no, like we still have the same problem. Like you can't just take all of the women and put them in like this show. This will be just as good, right? And we'll care just as much. It doesn't, like, an all women's pay-per-view, I think would be really good and like really impactful if backed up by good booking on the rest of the shows. Because otherwise it just looks like you can't be fucking bothered and you're shunting them away where you don't have to look at them.
I do have like one perspective, and it is only one that I can think of where this would help. The women's division has been for a very long time othered in AEW. Like, they've been given really bad booking. They've been given really bad spots. They've been essentially, and the audience has been conditioned to think and respond to the division as though it doesn't matter. If they were to have an Evolution like pay-per-view or an Evolution like moment, it would give it would force focus onto the division in a way that it has never been focused on before. That would either result in, I think that the only thing that happens from that is increased investment in the division from fans generally, but I don't think that we can overstate the fact that this company is 4 years old. When WWE had this event, it was like 35 years old or whatever it was. For a company to be in this position 4 years after it started is nothing short of an absolute fucking embarrassment. Like, it is absolutely fucking ridiculous that we are speaking about having a women's only pay-per-view to save the women's division from a company that started with the mantra that we're going to do things differently.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Tony Khan he actually should be apologizing for this, but he doesn't. He gets defensive, and it is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like if you do have an all women's pay-per-view, like what are you going to promote that pay-per-view as well or better as the rest of your pay-per-views? Like, are you going to put the time in? Are you going to put stories going into that pay-per-view, or are you going to ignore all of that and then point at the lower buys and be like, see, nobody cares about women's wrestling. Women can't wrestle, and like wipe your hands of it and like go back to ignoring them.
All the while, Stardom continues to be in the ascendancy and is the number 2 promotion in Japan.
Yeah, and I have a separate rant about Stardom. That's a totally completely off topic thing about their streaming and shit. But
get yourself on the Ocean Cyclone show, mate. Have it there.
Man, if I get on like every single like podcast show, I would have something to talk about everything. A little bit of everything.
I think that, like, I don't know, we are like, I don't want to cut people off, but we are running a little bit long. I don't want to keep Jamie too long, so I think
it's an early start in the morning for me getting down to London.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe let Jamie have his say on the main event in a moment.
One last really quick point for me, and then we can move on to the main event. I don't want it to get this. I'm kind of scared that we're kind of getting to the territory of when like 2015, 2014 WWE, where like a hashtag had to start trending on Twitter in order for them to be like, yeah, let's give like women's wrestling some more time.
We called our podcast "Give Divas a Chance."
Yeah.
Give AEW women's wrestling a chance.
Yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now.
Like, we are actually there with AEW. Like, there was actually I don't think that we're too far away from it, because there was women's wrestling deserves better trending.
That
moderately trending.
That was trending. That was for a WWE thing, though.
Was it? Because it trended on the Wednesday as well.
Oh, it trended on Wednesday as well.
Yeah, it did.
I thought
it was after Baker had a 1 minute and 6 second match.
Oh,
1 minute and 6 second match on a Dynamite that had over an hour of wrestling.
That was the Blood and Guts one.
It was the Blood and Guts one. Yeah.
Okay, I actually didn't know it trended on that as well. I knew it trended. I think it was during SummerSlam, because
Becky Lynch.
Because the whole Becky Lynch thing that went down with the Trish and her match getting scrapped, and then also Rhea Ripley just not being on the card at all, despite being the women's world champion. So there's only like
speaking of world champions, world championship match.
Speaking of world champions that people don't want to dominate them, it's Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
Yay!
Our favorite scumbag.
Our favorite scumbag. Oh
I just want to say, I started the beginning of the year ranting constantly that MJF should be babyface. MJF should be babyface. He should be doing something. He should be bouncing off somebody. He should be like having more complex character interactions. And I was right. This is just what I wanted. This is exactly what I was asking for. Thank you very much. And I love all of it.
MX is currently speaking to us from the land of vindication.
I am a little bit. I mean, like, also, I just want to be like, yes, like, this was what I was asking for. This is what I meant. It's very good. I like it a lot. MJF and Adam Cole have just been so funny together. And I just I just want them to keep it going until it's ready. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want it to end yet. Like, this duo is I love it. I love them.
Yeah, I think there's a lot. Obviously, like the AEW fans are really excited about this one. The people who follow the product on a day-to-day basis, and I mean, as someone who doesn't, I feel like I'll get swept up in it, in like the atmosphere of it, because I feel like there's going to be a good atmosphere for this match in the arena, and I feel like it's going to be. I feel like should be a good match, and they'll have a bit of heat about it. Hopefully, with if something goes down in the pre-show, it can really sort of kick this on, and I think the crowd will be well into it, and I think that always helps for these sort of things, and I think it will be an halfway decent main event.
I think that the reality is at the moment, MJF is actually one of the best wrestlers in the world at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's still like a controversial thing to say, but at the minute, MJF is legitimately one of the best wrestlers in the world. And
I wouldn't say it's controversial. If you said he was the best, then sure. But like I can see him being like top 5, top 10 in the world right now.
But like he's constantly having bangers, and he's going to go into the ring with Adam Cole, who is one of the best as well.
No, that'd be controversial.
It's only controversial.
That might be more controversial.
It's not controversial to me.
Me neither.
You're alone here.
I think,
no, I mean, all in serious, no, it should be a good main event, and it's got a bit of energy behind it. People are both into the story and into both the wrestlers in it, and I mean, I guess that's all you can ask for a big main event. It's the one on a card where.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on a card where there's been issues with the build and the booking, it's a story that it's the biggest story in AEW at the minute, and it's the main event of the biggest pay-per-view, and that just makes perfect sense.
That's just that's how it's supposed to work, right?
The World Heavyweight Championship,
but not the real World
Heavyweight.
Real World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
So if you like, this is for Jamie, and also anyone else who's not really hasn't really been following the product that closely and doesn't have as good of an idea of their dynamic. Adam Cole and MJF both did an episode of Hot Ones Truth or Dab. It's on YouTube. It's 11 minutes long.
So funny.
It's so funny. God. It's so good, and it perfectly sums up like their dynamic as like friends. It's really fucking good. I highly recommend watching it. It's like 11 minutes long. So like you can watch it on the train or something on your way over to London.
It's so good. Funny. I cannot stress enough how much you should watch it. It is so funny. And yeah, it's a perfect encapsulation of what their dynamic is. And I think it really shows why people are so into it.
Yeah.
And I also think like, they've been doing like silly little bits and silly little vignettes, and some people have been complaining about them. I personally
double clothesline.
I think that they're hilarious. Like people really lost their mind at the crocodile hunter thing. I thought it was funny as hell.
That kangaroo kick thing is cracking me up, by the way.
It's so funny. The way he said, like, in the video, he was like, the kangaroo kick. It's super over. Kick. And then he came out in the crowd and the kangaroo kick was super over.
That's the new double clothesline where they just would not be able to hit that move at all until that big match. That's going to happen. Kyle Fletcher's going to take the kangaroo kick during the
It's so good. And I just and there's so much even with like all of like the silly little bits. It's like it really shows kind of Adam Cole's like BTE history, right? Because like in these silly little bits are all of these character moments, all of this character, because like Adam Cole came back, he's a career heel. He came back from a horrible injury, and of course he was going to be babyface, and he's not going to fight against that.
He also came back from death, mind you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, yes. Well, that was old news. That
was my favorite thing in the world, by the way. I tweeted like a week earlier being like, if Adam Cole debuts and we don't get a seance bit on being the elite, what is this even for?
I did a seance. I had a can of the can of Monster, the Rejuvenate, like the exact kind. I have it signed by him. It's sitting on my bookshelf right now.
Just a signed Monster.
It's in a tweet somewhere. I did a little a seance with like candles all around it with like the can of Monster, like hoping he would debut the next week.
Adam Cole, baby.
I think I've seen that tweet.
It was really good. But yeah, and it's just so he came back and he's so babyface. And so now, like, through these vignettes and through these little character bits, we see that that good guy sort of persona that he's coming in with is really a mask. He's doing it because he likes the kind of attention that he's getting, right? And you can kind of see it in the way that he interacts with Max, because he'll tell Max, you can't say that. Not, don't do that. Not, that's not good. He'll say, you can't say that. Like, keep the mask on a little bit. And like all of these, like, I loved, and I'll let it go after this. I loved last episode those 2 interviews with Renee. When Renee
they were so good.
They were so good.
That one was really good.
When Renee interviewed MJF and like challenged him and pushed him a little bit, like, how sincere are you? And MJF was like, look, I understand why people don't think that I'm very sincere about this. And like, and he was like really just like kind of straight shooting and solemn and like really understanding and calm. And then when Renee did the same with Adam blew a gasket, because like Adam knows what he's going to do, right?
Yeah, well, that's how narcissists react when they're called out on their bullshit, isn't it?
Exactly.
Also, just small little thing with like details about those 2 segments, like the contrast of where the interviews were in terms of like where they're sitting. When MJF and Renee did theirs, Renee was on the right, MJF was on the left, and then they flipped it when Adam did his with her. And also the background lighting with on the wall. When MJF did his, it was blue, and when Adam did his, it was red.
Oh, interesting.
Just like minor details, like stuff like that.
There's been so many small little bits in this. Like, I know that it was picked out, but you know, when Adam Cole like betrayed, was it O'Reilly? No, not O'Reilly. Yeah, in NXT, and he did the backstab thing.
Roddy, I think.
He did that to MJF as well in one of the promos. When he gave MJF a cuddle, when he embraced him, he did the backstab motion, which I now realize on camera looks like a very different gesture.
It's also an even more different gesture when your eyes are facing through your hand.
Blame that on NVIDIA. It makes my eyes always look at the camera.
I think that's the perfect place for me to jump off there. I don't think I'm topping that for the rest of the night. Thank you all for having me, and thanks to everyone in the chat and all who's said hello and everything. I've got a very busy weekend ahead of me. We've Rev Pro tomorrow and then Wembley Sunday. So
enjoy. Thank you all. That's going to be so exciting.
My Twitter, if I can have the pleasure of plugging my Twitter, is jjohnson_16. So if you're in need of tweets or X's, whatever you want to call them, that's my Twitter. And yeah, so thank you all.
Watch Jamie's X videos.
Yeah, you do.
Check out his X videos.
So, thank you all. I will see you later. Enjoy the rest of the stream, everybody, and I'll catch you later.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what have I done?
All right, so now that he's gone, let's talk more shit about CM Punk. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I think I might have broke through.
Still here. I'm not gone yet.
Oh, busted.
Not too quick. Give me 30 seconds, then all the rubbish you want to say about CM Punk.
That was perfect. I don't know why this is showing me as the main character.
He was about to close the window, and then he heard Punk, and he was like, "The fuck!"
Just straight back.
He's like, "I heard you were talking shit." I wasn't actually going to say anything about CM Punk. I just thought that was a funny joke.
I'll see you later, everybody.
Sure.
I mean, if you want me to.
Showing me as the main character on YouTube as well, and I don't know how to fix it.
I don't know what you did.
I
don't fucking know what I did either. Oh, that's not it.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, there we go.
Yay!
He fixed it. Yeah, he had to kill both of us off for a second, but he fixed it.
He did fix it, yeah.
Yeah, what I was saying was this is like one of the things that highlights how important storytelling is in wrestling, because the payoff to this match is bound in investment. Every single time those two are in the ring, you are almost begging them not to revert to type and being like, no, we want to see this continue. Please do not pull the trigger. Please do not hit him with a ring. Please do not hit him from behind. The tension that they are building to this is fucking incredible.
It's
And
so good.
and it's grounded in like the same sort of thing that the Elite do. It's grounded in friendship emotions. It's not just like, oh, I want to have a match, like I'm gonna jump you from behind storytelling. It's like actually like really nuanced and complex storytelling. And I know that there's been a lot of exposition, especially from MJF when he's like verbalizing him being, vulnerable for the first time and stuff like that. But like it's really good to see this level of storytelling from somebody in AEW that is not the Elite.
Yeah, it's really good. There's a thing that I have noticed is Adam keeps turning his back to MJF. Like he keeps doing it. Like it has to be on purpose. Like Adam
begging him to be the bad guy.
Begging him to be the bad guy because Adam likes people thinking of him as the good guy. So he wants MJF to be the one to do it because they're both the Scorpion, right?
Yeah.
But like MJF keeps choosing Adam. Every step of the way, he chooses Adam, even if his base instincts are telling him to do a different thing.
Like he's overriding his when he's pulled out the ring twice, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah, and like he's like overriding his like instinct for self-preservation. Like it's really cool to see.
Yeah.
And also like I think that it's like quite a cool thing because it's true to life, I guess. Like nobody has a bad word to say about Adam Cole. And that almost makes you suspicious.
Twitter would say otherwise. Twitter has a lot of bad words to say about Adam Cole.
I don't.
How do you have anything bad to say about him?
I pretend I do not see it.
It's a lot of body shaming and bullshit. Nothing actually.
Oh right, I meant like as a person. Like
it's personality. No, I don't think anyone's ever actually said
nobody has anything bad to say about Adam Cole as a person. And like in the world of wrestling, that's unheard of. And like it. So Adam Cole, like
Corey nailed it. Corey nailed it. Somebody put this up. I don't know how you do it.
I don't.
Adam Cole is every partner in a breakup that tries to manipulate the other person and act out so he gets to be the victim. Yes, correct. Yeah. Nailed it, Corey. That's exactly what's going on here.
You're invited to the next stream.
You're invited to the review stream. But yeah,
you can do the React content for this stream.
It's just gonna be like the four of us. It's just like in the corners, like a small Corey every now and then, just going like.
Just have the picture of the shark looking really surprised.
Yeah, we could like Photoshop some googly eyes on it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
This story's been amazing.
Yeah.
It's been absolutely incredible, and also like even like you guys talked about like the whole thing, like Cole constantly turns back to MJF at like he expects it because he knows it's gonna happen. He wants it to happen, but like also there's been a bit of that as well. Like vice versa. Like a couple weeks ago, like when they were, I think they were talking to Aussie Open, and like they had gone to a little brawl with Aussie Open retreated, and MJF was kind of like standing near the ropes, and Cole's behind him. Cole got like kind of crouched down, like he was going to super kick him, like in his like normal like I'm preparing for a super kick kind of pose.
Yeah.
And then like he turned around and he kind of popped back up really quickly, like nothing happened. Just like there's like also little things like that. Like you can kind of also see
I
that.
think that was bait. I think he was. I think he was. I think that was still him baiting MJF, right? Because he didn't look like he was about to super kick him. He looked like he was trying to look like he was about to super kick him, and then he very obviously popped back up as soon as MJF turned around.
Yeah.
He's trying to bait MJF into moving first.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we don't do AEW love fests on the AEW content.
No, we do not. We do love fests on individual wrestlers, but not AEW.
Company as a whole, yuck. People though.
Yes.
Yes, we like wrestlers here.
Yeah.
We only like wrestlers. We don't like promotions.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Because brand loyalty is bad.
Yes.
Yep.
And console warriors suck.
Yes.
There's stuff of Adam baiting MJF, but I also think there's kind of a bit of like frustration in Adam as well. Like that he's gotten to like it's been happening for like months now. Like they've been together, and MJF hasn't yet like blindsided him. So maybe he's kind of also getting to that point where he's kind of like, you know what, fine, I'll do it myself.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like he's like trying to get MJF to pull the trigger, but MJF isn't doing it, and he's getting pissed off, and he's like, he is getting to that Thanos spot where he's like, fine, I'll just do it.
Yeah, I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
So I don't want them to break up at All In. They're most likely going to be breaking up at All In, and it's going to hurt. I think this is going to be the most painful breakup in a tag team since like DIY.
That's why I want them to win the ROH titles, because then they'll have the betrayal.
Because then they'll still be forced to be together.
And they'll still be forced to be together. Like, that's why I want that.
I think that makes more sense than nothing, to be perfectly honest.
It's so odd. It's so odd to give them 2 tag team title matches in the space that they've been. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, Corey, you're so right.
Roddy getting cucked into the kingdoms. Yeah,
that is an under discussed element, is how good Roddy has been in all of this.
There's also a lot of that.
I think you mean generic white guy.
Generic white guy number 3.
He popped me so hard when he said that. This is the most I've cared about Roderick Strong ever.
And he's just because he was called generic white guy.
Because he's always been the generic white guy. Yeah. Like, that's just what Roddy is. Like, he's just like
fucking minute Roderick Strong.
Black.
It's such a shame because he's really good as well.
Yeah, the messiah of the backbreaker, generic white guy.
Yeah, like he's good. He's like Tony Nese. Like, yeah, like you look like a dude and you can wrestle pretty good. Like, yeah, Roddy is good, but there are lots of people who are good. There were lots of people who were good when he was in PWG, and there's even more people who are good now. Like,
Roddy
and I think that's a bit of the thing, isn't it? Like, he doesn't have that hook.
They're similarly bland to me.
They're similarly bland, but like right now with both their characters, it's a very interesting comparison because like Roddy's doing his whole thing with like that he's trying to get Adam back, and then like the Kingdom kind of ripped him in, and then fucking Tony Nese is like, yeah, y'all fat, we're doing group training instead of me wrestling.
I mean, I don't really know what Tony Nese is up to these days. I don't go out of my way to see him. Yeah,
that's his whole thing. Ring of Honor is just that like he calls the audience fat, and they need to do group training instead of him wrestling, and then he gets interrupted by his opponent, and then he wrestles the match.
Yeah, the most I know about Roddy is like Mount Rushmore Roddy. So
the most I know about Roddy is Undisputed Era, so like, you know.
Yeah. Roderick reminds me of Dean Malenko. That's what I love about him is he's bland.
Because nobody cares about him until he's retired.
Because he's a really good wrestler, but at the same time, you're kind of like never really thinking that much about him unless it's on TV.
I was trying to compliment Roderick Strong. I wasn't trying to roast.
Oh, you should learn by now that there's no such thing as complimenting here. It's only roasting.
Roasting only.
Roasting only, no compliments,
like,
no praise.
Like a guy who is good at wrestling and pretty tough does absolutely nothing to me. A pathetic wet rat of a man, that's the guy. That's the guy for me.
Wet rat. Adam Cole every time he goes out to wrestle. Wet rats.
Adam Cole is the prettiest possum in the Denny's dumpster. Yes.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's not mine. I got it from my friends, and it's stuck with me forever. That's him. That's who he is.
That was a really good one. Yeah. Actually, also another thing that we didn't really touch on with the ROH tag team match. If Cole and MJF win this, this makes Cole like the only person to have won the ROH title, TV title, tag titles, and something else. They're like making a big deal about him.
Not do that.
they're making some really big deal about Adam Cole winning the ROH tag titles. I think it's like a thing where it's the only thing he never accomplished in Ring of Honor. But like 3-time Ring of Honor champion and did a bunch of other stuff, but like he never won the tag titles. I think that was the big deal. I don't know if I think it might make him a Grand Slam champion as well.
Did he get ROH Trios champ?
I think he won.
This looks like a job for Mr. Google.
I'm pretty sure the Super Click won the 6-man tag titles at one point.
I mean, they should have. I'm trying to remember when the Super Click.
There's a whole point where the Bucks just had a shit ton of tag titles and no one knew which ones were which. Ring of Honor world title, TV title. No, he never won the 6-man.
No, he didn't. Yeah, the Super Click didn't win the trios. I was just thinking. I was like, I don't like. I remember the Bucks in like 2017 were like flanking Adam like a pack of wild dogs for that whole run. When they were bullying like Jay Lethal and Christopher Daniels and everybody.
That was great.
Bullying Jay Lethal is actually
bullying. All I heard was bullying Jay Lethal.
Are you saying bullying Jay Lethal is valid?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. MX and I just in unison.
Yes.
Bullying
it is acceptable.
Bullying modern day Jay Lethal, sure. Bullying Prime Ring of Honor Jay Lethal, I don't know about that.
I think that was when Jay Lethal was also bullying other people. So like, well, allegedly. Sorry.
Allegedly. Yeah, I mean,
lawyers out there.
Yeah. God, they should have won the Trios Championships. They probably would have if Cole didn't go to NXT.
I knew the Bucks won the 6-man tag titles. It was with Hangman.
They've won it a couple of times. I think they have won it with Kenny, and they definitely have with Hangman, but all of Bullet Club defended those. Yeah. Anyway, that's a little off topic. What we're saying, I think. Ooh, I am really interested though in seeing like. I have never cared about the Kingdom for a single second in my entire life. However,
just a human.
Yes. However, I am interested in like these friends from Adam's past kind of banding together, like these people that Adam betrayed, because Adam betrayed the Kingdom in order to go to Bullet Club and hang out with the Bucks.
Was he in the Kingdom still when he went to Bullet Club? I thought he like had separated from the Kingdom at that point.
I think it was like a 1-2 punch. I think he had separated from the Kingdom and then immediately went to Bullet Club. I think that's what happened. I think it was pretty quick.
Because I remember like when he joined Bullet Club, he wasn't really affiliated with anyone. I literally have his Wikipedia up right now. Let me. Oh no, never mind. This is the Young Bucks Wikipedia. Hold on.
Me.
Okay, now I have Adam's Wikipedia up.
That's a lie. I don't go to the Young Bucks Wikipedia. My Google Docs are way better.
He reunited with the Kingdom in September.
Those documents can be found at parasocial.com.
Thanks, Alex.
Yeah, I think he was with the Kingdom when he joined Bullet Club. I'm not seeing anything about it. Which actually maybe not, because they didn't do a rivalry of the Kingdom when he left. He kind of just was like.
They probably would have eventually, but like when he joined Bullet Club, like pretty shortly after that, he went to NXT.
He got kicked out of Bullet Club like a year after.
I think it was less than that.
Nope.
Bill Washington.
Oh, it was a year?
It was, so on May 8th, 2016, he joined Bullet Club at Global Wars, and on May 12th, during the third night of War of the Worlds tour, he lost to Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Okay.
And then Kenny and the Bucks kicked him out of Bullet Club and brought Marty Scurll in.
Right. That makes sense.
And then a couple days later, Cole lost his farewell match to Marty in a Philly street fight.
And then the Bucks murdered him.
Yeah. I knew you poisoned them all along, Adam.
God, so good. But yeah, I'm really interested in like Adam's old ghosts coming back to haunt him. And we still have that dangling issue of like Adam and the Bucks, right? Because Adam turned on the Bucks, and we still like that story is still in play. It's just that they're doing different things right now, which I think is the right move.
Adam Cole really shines.
I think they're waiting for Kyle O'Reilly
when
to come
people
back.
are like trying to get back at him for the horrible shit that he's done, and this worked really well for him in NXT. It worked well for him, and I assume it's going to work really well for him in AEW because that he really
Adam,
does
you're fading out again.
Yeah, you a little bit.
Not Adam, Alex.
Adam. Oh shit, we have Adam Cole here.
No, I've just been saying Adam a lot.
We're saying Adam. But yeah, I think they're waiting for Kyle to come back before they get into the Undisputed Elite versus Elite thing. Because he's kind of like the main, like Kyle's one of the main factors with it, along with Roddy, Cole, and Bobby. But Bobby Fish is God knows where at the moment, and I don't think they have intention of bringing him back.
I don't think they're ever bringing Bobby Fish back.
Oh, no, actually, right. No, wait, Roddy wasn't in the company at the time.
He wasn't. That was the joke, that nobody cared that Roddy's contract went up.
Yeah, he kind of just like randomly like showed up on that one episode, saved Adam, and then like now he's just with the king.
Yeah.
With the kingdom. It's like, what's the point?
The kingdom is picking up the pieces of Roddy's broken heart right now.
It's an interesting story, to be fair.
Yeah. No, I really like it. So I'm really looking forward to it. I just think there's just so many like juicy bits to explore in this.
O'Reilly's Auto Parts.
Oh, okay. I guess we didn't get that.
I'm not even American. I got that joke. What?
I didn't get it.
Damn.
Yeah. Sorry, Corey.
It's okay, Corey. I got you. The Canadian got you. Don't worry, man. Yeah, I think the most interesting thing about Roddy with the Kingdom is very much like Roddy's not in the Kingdom. It's very much like Roddy's still trying to get Adam back, and every time Adam's like, "Fuck off, Roddy," Roddy's kind of just like, and then just goes like cuddles with the Kingdom.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
the amount of times where like he's trying to like talk Adam into it, and then he gets roasted by MGF or something, and the Kingdom's like there behind him. He just sadly like turns around and walks over and buries his head into Matt Damon's chest.
It's good. These guys are doing professional wrestling right. They really get it.
This is why Canada is the only country now. Let's go.
You just get the actual hook for wrestling is investment.
Yeah.
And you can't have investment without story and or character, right?
Yeah.
And that was also something that Adam even touched on during that Hot Ones episode I mentioned prior. Like they asked a question of like what's kind of like the big like cardinal sins of wrestling. And Adam mentioned, one of the things was not keeping up with the product and being invested in it and knowing the stories. Because how are you supposed to be able to capitalize on what you're in and what other people are doing around you if you don't know what's going on, right?
But it ties in really well to see it. The catharsis that people had when Adam Page finally won the championship. We all knew that it was coming.
Yeah.
But when that moment when he finally got the 3 count on Omega, it was no less loud because we knew what the end result was. It was a celebration that our investment had been paid off. And this is what the Elite and everyone that hangs around them is really, really good at, because they can evoke investment. The only other person, I don't think he's done it since his return. I know that MX will probably get her hackles up at this, but the only other person that's really good at doing that is actually CM Punk. He actually does evoke things in most people in the way that not a lot of people can.
I thought we weren't supposed to be praising Punk here. I thought that wasn't allowed.
No, there are things that I like about CM Punk, or that I like, but it's just been eclipsed by all of the everything in the last year. But when he I was really into his feud with MJF, like the back half when it started being really good. Yeah. And like I loved that dog collar match. Like that was kind of my match of the night.
That was one of my matches of the year. Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Even just like CM Punk's entrance was special.
Yeah.
Like, and it was pure character work.
Exactly. And like even so, like the episode where they went to Long Island, kind of like the first time, I don't think it was the first time they ever went to Long Island, but when CM Punk and MJF were feuding and they had that episode where they went to Long Island, the construction of it was so impressive to me because they really brilliantly primed the audience to cheer for MJF. They did a really, really, really good job at it. It was really brilliant. And like, it's still to me like a perfect episode, like a perfect 30 minutes of professional wrestling.
Sorry, I just want to take a quick moment to boo Corey.
That's why it was up there. Like, it wasn't up there for appreciation.
Ooh.
But
that is
being
a very Miz promo, Corey.
Yeah, it was good. That being said, I don't think CM Punk should have a job anymore because he assaulted his colleagues.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're getting no pushback on that?
Yeah.
No fight back. Yep.
Like that's it.
But he won't because he's Punk, and Punk is a big name, and Tony Khan is
also, he's got his Belline boss going, Neon Punk.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but Tony Khan is a mark.
Well, it's a good thing he's such a draw then.
In Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And only Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, he's not really that much of a draw in Chicago.
Not that much of a draw. They didn't open the second fucking tier.
Did you see the ticket sales for the Dynamite before All Out this coming Wednesday? Ooh.
I did not.
It's almost as if that's the show that the Elite are on and Punk's not on. Ooh.
But
yeah, I don't know.
Correct me if I'm wrong. When tickets sell out quite well, right? It's usually because they're on them. And when you have to lower the tickets to $20,
Alex, you're making an amazing point, but you're fading out again.
Yeah.
Fuck you, MX. Can you hear that?
I don't know. I think lowering tickets to $20 isn't super bad in my opinion.
It is when they're close to the front.
Oh, at the close. Oh shit! Okay, never mind.
If you're getting a floor seat for
tickets for like fucking $50.
I was about to make an argument about how I was seeing advertisements for like £30 for all in tickets, but floor seat tickets.
The tickets for Collision have been very cheap, very cheap, very, 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 very cheap.
Oh, wait for Collision? Oh, yeah. I thought we were still talking about Dynamite. Oh no,
no, we were talking about Collision.
And that's in the United. Wait, that's also the contrast as well, because all the Dynamite is in Now Arena, like where they had the first All In and all the other ones. That's the United Center. That's where the fucking Chicago Bulls and them play. At $20 for floor seats? Oh god.
I don't know about the United Center, what those tickets went for, but
yeah, they did get a price drop. I can't remember what they were. But
yeah, I don't think it was $20 for floor seats. I don't know what show it was.
Was it like 20? There was one where it was like $20 for floor seats.
$50. $50 for floor seats.
Hold on,
I think was in Canada.
US money is like Monopoly money anyway.
Yeah. I am pulling a Ticketmaster. I am taking a look.
Yeah, I mean, like, regardless, it's not. I was just, doing a little bit of a dunk. We don't have to focus on this. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sorry to the CM Punk fans.
No.
I have a CM Punk T-shirt. I did not. I still don't hate CM Punk. I just do not think he should have a job there. And I hold the same view for everyone. When the report came out the following day about after Brawl Out, and it looked like, and the report generally was that the Young Bucks had like behaved as described. I was like, I tweeted, if the Young Bucks have done what is described, they shouldn't be working there anymore.
Yeah.
I don't hold like this thing for CM Punk. I think that people have the right to work in a safe environment. And at the point where it was being reported that the Young Bucks had behaved in that specific way, my perspective was that the Young Bucks are not cultivating that safe environment. Therefore, if that is true, what had happened, they should not be there. CM Punk, however, is the person that did that, so he should fucking be there.
He shouldn't be there. Yeah. I mean, whatever. I've said what I'm gonna say about this. What?
I looked at the ticket prices. The floor, like almost all the floor seats for the Dynamite this Wednesday are sold out. There are some 100-level seats ranging from like $15 to like $30. Collision, there's like a little bit of floor seats left. As for All Out, most of the floor seats are sold out, and the ones remaining are like $550.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Ticketmaster Get Reamed special.
Yeah. And also with the Collision, there's a buy one get one free deal on some of the tickets. So like, for real? There's a BOGO, deal.
Sorry, there's a buy one get one. Right? Did you remember going back to that CM Punk promo where he said about buy one get one free special?
I sure do.
When he was taking pot shots at fucking WrestleMania because they were giving away next night's seats.
Oh wait, sorry, correction. That's for the Dynamite that the buy one get one is on.
Okay. Well, then I have to eat that. I'm
gonna have to eat that as well.
Corey says,
2 tickets for a price of one. Yeah, buy one get one free for Dynamite.
I will say that I'm stoked for my first AEW show in October. Hopefully not killed by the WrestleMania sign this time somehow.
Were you under the WrestleMania sign during like the Rumble last year or the year before, where like it caught on fire? Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Are we speaking to Corey's ghost? Is that what's happening? I'm speaking to
Corey's ghost. Hold on, he has to type. It's a text-to-speech kind of thing, but the text side always takes longer.
Yeah, it does. That's why I'm vamping a little bit, so we don't have like straight up dead air.
Directly under it. Oh Jesus.
Oh God. Jeez.
Oh, I was seeing stuff that they were like having to like full on evacuate that section because there was sparks and like shit falling out of the sign.
Oh jeez. Yeah, hopefully nothing like that happens.
No, I don't think AEW is gonna have a big ass like full gear sign.
Yeah. But I guess to round this out, to bring it back on topic, because we have been going on for a bit. I think this situation with All In and then All Out is like not optimal, but I'm hoping to see is that we'll have a lot of angles and such on All In that tie into All Out, and we can have like things can all be interconnected and it can all work out, and like we have like a lot of really cool story beats and All In, and then we have some more like resolve some of them or continue some more of them and All Out, and and hopefully All Out will also be really fun.
Yeah, this feels very much like it's gonna be an amazing show regardless, because of all the matches and everything, but it's definitely gonna probably do the same thing what the G1 final usually does, where it's a bunch of like other matches to set up future matches, which is most likely what's gonna happen, is that these matches are gonna set up matches for All Out. So it's
not ideal. Like
a
show of this scale shouldn't, like I'm fairly pragmatic about it, but I get what has happened. I understand the booking, but it's not ideal that the biggest show in wrestling history is described as it's going to set up the stories for.
Yeah, I don't think there would be too much of it. I think if anything, something will come from like the trios match and maybe the women's.
I think to know what is happening. Like I think we know that Mox is wrestling Eddie in.
Yeah.
We're pretty certain that Kenny crashed All Out.
Oh yeah, there's definitely going to be matches that set up other matches for All Out. It's not going to be every match, at least, so it's not a full on like this is saying up for next week kind of show. Yeah. But there definitely will be a few that will continue storylines into All Out, and it's just like this kind of like just the issue having.
I just feel like historically, when we look back on it, like all of these sort of quibbles, and like I don't mean to undermine anybody's feelings about it, but like all of these like bits and bobs and like the build here and the stories here and the match and the multi-man and like all of that, I think those are not the things that are going to be remembered.
They won't be, because like look at Forbidden Door 1.
Exactly.
Pay-per-view of the year,
and it was a mess going into it.
Tremendous mess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that like this is something that AEW need to address in future though, because when you think of like the really big moments in wrestling history, The Rock finally beating Stone Cold WrestleMania and stuff like this, these happen within the context of stuff. Like Hangman Page beating Kenny Omega, like these are like really big moments that you remember, not because of how good the card was, but because of they're the end of a journey, or they're a really big part of the journey. Like you don't evaluate the show as a like match to match within the context of the story, but you remember shows that culminated and ended big stories because they evolved. And while this will be remembered because it's a historic event, I don't necessarily know if people that are watching it at home are going to remember it in the same way as people that attend.
I'm going to need... I'm going to be drinking a lot of coffee beforehand in order to remember it. This thing's like for 0 hour, that shit starts at 9 a.m. for me.
Now you fucking know how we feel over here.
Yeah.
I think it's always true that like the people who are there are going to remember it a little bit differently than the people at home.
100%. That's how all
wrestlers. But that's kind of what I mean though. Like a memorable show, like you will always remember like the first big show that you go to.
Mm-hmm.
But also like, will we remember Forbidden Door? If we were like, I know that you will, Anna, because you were there, but like.
Last year or this year?
Or in like 10 years time, I'm not so sure. Like we'll just remember we'll
remember Kenny Ospreay.
We'll have like memories of how good a match was and stuff like that, but we won't have the same sort of memories that linger following. Stuff like that.
I think we would still remember stuff from Forbidden Door, like Okada, Danielson, Ospreay, Omega, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because those, they didn't have as much story, but like they still were.
They're historic matches.
Yeah. Like people remember like G1 finals all the time.
Yeah.
And like those really don't have.
They're big matches, and
they're big matches, exactly.
Yeah.
But like it's not like a huge story in comparison to other stuff, you know. It's kind of just like the story of like how like they got to that point within the block matches.
Yeah.
So like big matches will of course be remembered. It like that's always how it's been with wrestling.
Almost like a billionaire cannot relate to what you were saying, Corey.
Yeah, it's you are not in the minority. You are not in the minority.
Like $50.
Hey, little secret for my friends in Canada and the US. If you have a VPN and you switch it over to the United States or another European country, you could get both pay-per-views for $50.
Here, Nord. See, you can sponsor us.
NordVPN, Surfshark, ExpressVPN, whatever wants to sponsor us, I will be right there.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. It's
hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored. It came out to $56 Canadian because
what's that in real money?
What's that in real money?
Yeah.
I don't know. $50 US.
Like it was 14 quid for it was £14 in the UK for All In. I don't know what it was for Alex about the year-long package thing.
So yeah. I told you to broadcast to buy myself some more money. Dynamite on tonight. Awesome.
That's good stuff.
But that's what I did for both pay-per-views. Instead of paying $50 for each of them, I used a VPN, got them both for $28 each Canadian, which is with taxes and everything, probably about $50 total US.
Yeah. Not that I condone. Who am
I
I
do.
kidding? Who am I kidding? But
it's not like, if you think about it, the company's still getting the money. So like, it's not like you're pirating this. You're just doing something to pay a little bit less. So
not
you
that
still
I
get this
condone
great
pirating.
service. Not that I condone pirating.
Not that I condone
Oh,
that.
pirate and stuff that a billionaire owns is terrible.
It's terrible.
Terrible. You shouldn't do it.
Thank you for joining us, Colin.
We probably should
thank
go
you for
as well.
We probably should. We've been here for a while.
No, I was supposed to play Destiny like an hour ago.
I might make a bad decision and buy Baldur's Gate 3.
That's
It's
not a
not
bad
bad.
decision. That's a really fucking good decision.
I will lose so much of my life to that game.
If it's any consolation, I made a really bad financial decision this week.
It could be worse. You could play D&D for like 3 hours and then get on Baldur's Gate right afterwards.
You're not speaking from experience, are you?
No. What experience? Why would I ever speak from such an experience? It's especially worse if you're a dungeon master, which I totally am not.
You're not. No.
No, I don't control anyone's story.
Oh man. But yeah. This has been really fun, guys. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you everyone who watched the VOD later on down the line. We appreciate you.
Thanks especially to Tony Khan for all of the punching.
Yes. Alex, can you just move your microphone closer to your mouth one more time?
It is fine. Can you not hear me?
I can hear you now.
We can hear you, not crystal clear, but we can hear you. More crystal, less clear.
You can find Fusa on Twitter, I think. Play along like a monkey with a mandolin. What was your Twitter handle?
They're gone. It's gone. Wait, my Twitter handle, it's gone.
You can still say it. You have words.
You can follow me at Fusabalor, FUSABALOR.
And you can follow me at Fake Sport Feel. I'm also at Fake Sport Feel on Blue Sky, although I haven't been active on it because my brain can't handle 2 social medias
also
at once.
The handle applies for Threads as well. I'm not on Blue Sky yet. Alex, you owe me an invite.
You went to Threads?
I couldn't get into Blue Sky.
So you gave Facebook more of your data?
Oh yeah, because that's much worse than giving it to fucking Elon Musk.
Listen. You think that's bad? You think that's bad?
Oh,
you think I'm not giving them enough data already?
I was playing Beat Saber earlier on for my.
You think I'm not giving them enough data already?
Yeah. You know what? Fair enough.
And you can find
don't
me,
go on Threads.
You can follow me at Alex_M197 on both Twitter and Blue Sky.
Yes.
Oh, and I actually do have an invite code for you.
Perfect. Do it,
Yay.
please. Also follow the Wrestle Inn Twitter. That's it. There we go.
Oh yeah. MX has a podcast that she keeps telling me to remember people about, but it's something about GCW.
Thank you for remembering people about my podcast on the Indies, Alex, where we talk about
GCW Indies.
We talk about GCW, but we also talk about other stuff, but a lot of GCW. This weekend we're going to be talking about the latest Masha Slamovich versus Blake Christian match.
In GCW, yeah?
Fun. Yeah, in GCW. What's that face? What's that face?
That's people's natural reaction to GCW.
That's my natural reaction. Blake Christian versus Masha Slamovich. Oh.
Blake Christian in GCW has been awesome.
Are you talking about did they have a rematch, or are you talking about right after she defended the title? He just
I haven't ended this broadcast, by the way, so you can keep